It's senior day here in Blacksburg as the number 8 Notre Dame Fighting Irish and the Virginia Tech Hokies get ready to get the season finale underway here in Blacksburg. For 3304 Sports, I'm Ryan Wilkes, and I will have your coverage here today as the Hokies look to salvage some momentum going into the postseason, going to the ACC tournament. They are 2-13 in their last 15 ACC games, so they're looking to correct some momentum here and get a big victory over the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. The Fighting Irish secured the series win last night with a 4-0 victory over the Hokies, and this series has been highlighted by some dominant pitching performances. First from John M. Bertrand in the first game of the series, delivered a complete game performance in which he held the Hokies offense to just 2 runs. And this Hokies offense, as we've seen multiple times this year, has proven to be explosive, and they have not been able to get the bats going this season with only 2 runs in 2 games as they were shut out last night. 5 2/3 innings from Aiden Tyrell, and the rest was taken care of by the Irish bullpen, and they secured their 10th ACC Series victory, and they're looking for the sweep here today after last week clinching the Atlantic Coastal Division and the outright number 1 seed in the ACC. So we will get started with some starting lineups. First for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, leading off for the Irish is number 2 center fielder Spencer Myers, the senior. Batting second, number 1 left fielder Ryan Cole, also a senior. Batting third, number 12, the first baseman Nico Cavada, big power hitter for the Irish with 15 home runs on the season. He is a senior as well. Batting in the cleanup spot is number 4, the designated hitter Carter Putz. He is a junior. Batting fifth, number 9, the third baseman, the dual threat third baseman Zac Brannigan, sophomore. He also pitched a couple innings last night for the Irish and then shut down this Hokies offense. And batting sixth is number 16, the second baseman Jared Miller, also a senior. Batting seventh, number 42, the right fielder Brooks Coetzee, a junior. Batting eighth, number 14, shortstop Zac Presner, a junior. And the lone freshman in this Irish lineup, number 8, the catcher Danny Neary. And starting on the mound for the Irish is number 37, Joe Sheridan. The senior has a 5.65 ERA in the season, 1-2 in 14 appearances, 2 saves, and 36.2 innings pitched. Now on to the Hokies, 27-22 in the season, 16-19 in the ACC. As I touched on just a few minutes ago, 2-13 in their last 15 ACC games. So the Hokies looking to get a big win here to propel them into the ACC tournament and get them going with a little bit of momentum. So leading off for the Hokies is number 19, Gavin Cross, a right fielder, a freshman. The Hokies' best hitter, batting .356 on the season. Batting second is number 23, the left fielder Tanner Thomas, a senior. All the seniors were honored here at English Field, Tanner Thomas being one of them. Batting third, number 8, the shortstop Tanner Schobel, the freshman. Batting in the cleanup spot, number 7, designated hitter TJ Rumfield, the freshman, the transfer from Texas Tech. And batting fifth, number 26, the third baseman Kevin Madden, the sophomore. Batting sixth, number 33, first baseman Nick Holisa, the sophomore. Batting seventh, number 31, the center fielder Jack Hurley, the freshman. Batting eighth, number 32, the second baseman Lucas Donlin, making his 6th start in the 2021 season and this season finale. And batting ninth, number 5, the catcher Garrick Ebel, also a freshman. And on the mound is senior number 22, Ryan Okuda, 5.03 ERA on the season, 2 wins, 2 losses in 13 appearances, and 6 saves, and 34 innings pitched. So we will get ready to get underway from English Field in just about 10 minutes. We'll have the anthem and a couple other introductions before we get underway. We will be right back on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to English Field as we prepare to get underway. Ryan Okuda on the mound for the Hokies, getting his few warm-up pitches in. And as we get ready to get started, I will call the umpires. We've got at home plate, Tony Carilli, first base, Jose Esteras, second base, Danny Everett, and at third base, Mike Jarbo. Now the Hokies are looking to get that little bit of momentum back going into this ACC tournament coming up next week. They are now projected to not make the NCAA tournament as of right now. A win here could do a lot for this Hokies team and a couple wins in the ACC tournament could as well. Now, this Notre Dame team is on a roll as of late. Again, last night they secured their 10th ACC series win. They only have 10 losses on the season, as Notre Dame is getting their few warm-up swings in, and we're getting ready to get underway. Decent crowd at English Field here today. A beautiful, beautiful day for baseball. 79 degrees, just a slight breeze going out towards center field as Inner Sandman blares throughout English Field. And getting us started for the Irish is going to be Spencer Myers. Myers is a center fielder, senior from Tampa, Florida. He started in all 12 games in the abbreviated 2020 season. He did lead the Irish in batting average with a .431 average. And in 2019, he led the team in multiple categories: 62 hits, 48 runs, 22 steals, and a .294 batting average, all for the lead in the Irish lineup. And Inner Sandman is still blaring here in English Field as Ebel will throw down to Schobel at second, and we get ready to get underway. Base coach is getting in place. The Irish are led by head coach Link Jarrett. In his second season with the Irish, he played shortstop for Florida State in college, and he was selected by the Rockies in the 1994 Major League Baseball draft. And he formerly was head coach at UNC Greensboro, and assistant at Auburn, ECU, and Mercer, and also did a little bit of coaching at his alma mater, FSU. As Spencer Myers comes to the plate now for the Irish, looking to get the offensive attack started for the Irish today. As he steps up to the plate, takes a couple hacks, and Ebel getting checked out over there, possibly a gear issue. A little delay getting this one started, but he will head on back behind home plate, and we're ready to get this one started. The last game for both squads. Irish looking for the sweep, the Hokies looking to salvage a bit of momentum going into the postseason. Now Okuda in the windup. Myers steps into the box. Here's a pitch from Okuda. That one's taken for strike one, and the senior starts his senior game off with a strike to get ahead in the count 0-1. Okuda back in the windup. Here's the second pitch, and that one's taken inside for ball one. Ebel had to move a little bit to get that one, but no one on base, so nothing to worry about with steals here as Okuda gets back on the mound, toes of rubber. Here's the pitch. Same spot, same result as the first pitch. Strike two, a 72 mile per hour breaking ball gets the corner for the second strike. And Okuda right back up. Here's the pitch. And that one's just a little bit outside for ball two. Okuda touching about 88 miles per hour with his fastball as he's ready to go once again, working at a brisk pace. Here's a 2-2. That one swung on and right down the third baseline, but slightly foul as third base umpire Mike Jarbo signals that one got right outside fair territory. So Myers will step back into the box. That one was guaranteed to be at least a double, but Myers will step back in. 2-2 the count still. Okuda in the windup once again. Gets a signal from Tony Carrilli. Here's the pitch. That one swung on and missed, strike three. A breaking ball in the dirt gets Myers for out number one. What a pitch from Ryan Okuda, getting him to bite on the breaking ball in the dirt, and the senior has his first strikeout of the day. Now stepping into the box is number one, Ryan Cole. Batting .274 on the year, or .307, 5 home runs. He started 5 games and appeared in 10 in the 2020 season. As Okuda gets on the mound, here's a 0-0 pitch. And that slow breaking ball is right on the outside, but will be called a ball, 70 miles per hour. As Cole steps back in the box, Okuda in the windup. Here's the pitch. That one's right down the middle for strike one. Okuda evens the count with 87 mile per hour fastball. As Cole steps back into the box now. Here's a 1-1. Check swing. Signal down to the first base umpire, but he did not go on that one, so ball two. Cole finished the 2020 season with a .250 average. Again, that was the abbreviated COVID-19 season, as some will call it. Here's a 2-1. And that one's outside. 3-1 the count now. Cole, a bit of a threat on the base pass, as he has third on the team in 2019 with 8 stolen bases. Here's the 3-1. And that one's strike two. Cole seemed to think otherwise as he was already taken off down towards first base, but he will step back in the box for the 3-2. 3-2-1 stands the scoreboard as here's a 3-2 from Akuda. And that one swung and dribbled back up the middle, right past the glove of the shortstop Tanner Schobel, and the Irish have their first base runner of the day in Ryan Cole. Schobel laid out for that one, but got right past the extended glove, and the Irish are in business with one on, one out for Nico Cavada, the big power hitter in this Irish lineup. 15 home runs on the season, has proven to be quite the threat in the ACC with his bat. As he steps into the box now, Cole takes his lead off first. Akuda will check over to Cole, as I mentioned earlier, the speedy runner on the base pass, third on the Irish team with 8 stolen bases in 2019. The last full season that we had of ACC baseball and college baseball, as Akuda's arm swings and he's ready to go in the stretch. Takes another look over there, but pitches to Cavada, and Cavada takes that one high and inside for ball one. Nico Cavada, in 2020, he had tied the ACC lead in home runs despite playing 4 less games than the second-place guy and 6 less than the person in third. So, quite impressive from the power hitter. As here's a 1-0, and that one's going to find the dirt for ball 2. Ryan Akuda looking to get an important out here in Nico Cavada, as Cavada steps back in now. Akuda in the stretch. Here's a pitch. Well, he will take a look over at Cole, and nothing doing there. Again, Ryan Cole, big threat on the base pass, so Ryan Akuda making sure that the Irish do not get a runner in scoring position to start off this one. In the stretch now is Akuda. Here's a pitch. And Cavada takes another one inside. Count sits at 3-0 to the power hitter. Cavada's a senior out of Granger, Indiana. Looking to get on base here to start this ball game for the Irish. As now Akuda in the stretch. Here's a 3-0 pitch. And that one is a little high, but called a strike. Count sits at 3-1, 86-mile-per-hour fastball. Akuda's fastball sitting around 85 to 88 miles per hour early in this one, as Cavada steps back into the box. Here's a pitch. And the 3-1 is swung on and missed. A big swing, possibly looking to put one over the center field wall there was Cavada, but did not touch that one in the second full count of the game. Here, Akuda to Cavada. Akuda in the stretch. A couple claps from the home crowd here at English Field. Here's a 3-2. And that one finds a zone for strike 3. Ryan Akuda's second strikeout of the day is against Nico Cavada, the big power hitter in the Irish lineup. And there's 2 down in the top of the first inning. Big strikeout there from Ryan Akuda, getting the big hitter in the Irish lineup. Is now coming up to the plate is Carter Putz, a DH. Looking to make something happen in the top of the first inning for the Irish, as Akuda back in the stretch. Takes a look over at Cole, and Hurley needs to make a bit of an athletic play over there to keep that ball in front of him. Nonetheless, nothing doing over there. Putz still awaiting the first pitch from Akuda. Steps back into the box. Akuda's got a bit of an arm swing in his stretch as he lets the arm hang before he comes set. Another check over to Cole, and again, Hurley needs to make a bit of an athletic play. Akuda, the lefty, is facing Cole, so it's a bit easier for him to make that pickoff move, as he's checked over there quite a few times. Again, the Hokies do not want to let the Irish get a runner in scoring position in the first inning, so Akuda making sure of that. It's Putz ready for the first pitch from Akuda. Here it is. And that one's low and inside for ball 1. Similar to the pitch he got Spencer Myers to swing on, Putz did not give on that, as Akuda laid a breaking ball right down on the dirt, and Putz did not give. So back in the windup, here's Akuda with the second pitch, and that one's high and outside for ball 2. Ryan Akuda 2-2 on the season with a 4.93 ERA. In his career, he's a 3.38 ERA with only 2 2/3 innings pitches. Here's the next pitch to Putz, and that one's fouled on back. Makes it count 2-1 now. 86-mile-per-hour fastball finds the top of the zone, and Putz just put that one out of play. Putts hitting 327 on the season, so one of the better hitters in this Irish lineup. As he steps back in the box, the 2-1. Cole takes another look over there at Cole. Nothing doing there. Putz was named the number 50 D1 Baseball top ACC draft prospect in 2020, so he's obviously a guy that a lot of scouts are taking some looks at. Talented player out of Belton, Missouri, the junior. He steps back into the box now. The 2-1 from Akuda. And this one's down in the dirt, but Ebel keeps it in front of him. So 3-1 the count now. Akuda struggling to find the zone a little bit here in the first inning. Nonetheless, he has 2 strikeouts, 22 pitches so far, 11 of which were strikes. So Akuda looking to get that third out of the inning as Putz steps back into the box. Here's the pitch. And that one swung on and missed. The third full count of this first inning. The scoreboard's full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs for Ryan Akuda and the Virginia Tech Hokies. Akuda takes a long look at home. Carter Putz takes his time. Steps back in the box. Here are the claps again at English Field. Here's a 3-2. Down the middle, strike 3. Ryan Akuda struts off the mound with 3 strikeouts in the top of the first inning, and the Hokies, despite giving off the single, get out of the inning unscathed. And here come the hitters for the Hokies, and we will be right back on 3304 Sports with the bottom of the first inning. Welcome back to English Field as we look to get the bottom of the first inning underway as the Hokies, despite putting a base runner on with a Ryan Cole single, Ryan Akuda works out of it with 3 strikeouts and 3 consecutive 3-2 counts. So despite throwing a decent amount of balls in that first inning, he found a way to fight back. Now on the mound for the Irish is number 37, Joe Sheridan, the graduate student out of Oviedo, Florida, transferred from UCF. Transferred after his sophomore season at UCF. So he will toe the mound for the Irish. 5.65 ERA on the season. 1-2 record, but 3 saves for the lefty. So now Gavin Cross steps in for the Hokies. Hokies' best hitter average-wise, hitting .356, has started in all 48 games that he has appeared in so far this year. So he will step into the box. Sheridan toes him out. Here's a pitch. And Cross will take that one way inside for ball 1. Gavin Cross, a Tennessee native, hit for the cycle in his return to East Tennessee State when the Hokies took on the Buccaneers. Here's the second pitch to Cross. Cross will take that one in the same spot for ball 2. Gavin Cross again has proved to be a really big threat in this Hokie lineup. He's hit 11 home runs so far this year. So here's a pitch to Cross. Another ball inside, and Sheridan starts his day off with a 3-0 count to Cross, looking to get something across the plate to the Bristol, Tennessee native. 35 RBIs in the season, again batting .356. So very efficient hitter at the plate for the Hokies. As here's a 3-0. And that one's down the middle for strike 1. It was take all the way for Cross there. As now Sheridan pitches his first strike of the day. As Cross will now step back in the box. Sheridan in the stretch. Here's a 3-1 pitch. And Cross will swing, and that one's chopped up the middle, and that'll get through for a base hit. Right up the middle, Gavin Cross sent that one right back to the pitcher, but got through the infield for a leadoff single, and now the Hokies have their first base runner of the day in the bottom of the first, And now batting second is the senior Tanner Thomas out of Jacksonville, Florida. He got paid his respects today, and when they brought out the seniors for Senior Day. Tanner Thomas, a JUCO transfer, batting .282 on the season, has started in 37 out of his 45 appearances. Has been playing really well as of late. As now Sheridan toes the rubber, takes a look at Cross, but pitches the plate to Thomas, and that one's outside for ball 1. Tanner Thomas, 3 home runs, 16 RBIs on the season. The speedy left fielder gets back into the box. Here's a pitch from Sheridan. And that one's a little high, but called strike 1. So 1-1 the count now. An 88-mile-per-hour fastball finds the zone against Thomas. Tanner Schobel on deck for the Hokies, looking to maybe give the Hokies an early lead here. Would be their first lead of this series. As now Thomas steps back in the box. Sheridan in the stretch. Takes a look at cross, but deals to the home plate. And now Thomas takes a hack, and that one's fouled back into the netting. Thomas adjusts his gloves, steps back into the box. Again, Tanner Thomas, a transfer from Tallahassee Community College. Steps back into the box. Here's a pitch from Sheridan. And that one swung on, kind of half-heartedly offered at by Thomas for strike 3. He is set down on strike. Sheridan with his first strikeout of the day. A breaking ball kind of got Tanner Thomas to flare at that one. So now the second Tanner of today for the Hokies. Tanner Schobel steps in the box. Gets his call from third base coach Kurt Elbin. Schobel, the freshman out of Williamsburg. 6 home runs and 31 RBIs on the season for the freshman. So, very productive freshman season for Tanner Schobel. So now Sheridan toes the rubber. Here's a pitch. And that one's on the outside corner for strike 1. So Sheridan looking for a similar inning to Ryan Akuta in the first, where gives up a single but finishes the rest of the order with 3 strikeouts. Let's see if he can do it here. Sheridan takes a look over at cross. A first real look is taken at him today. This cross gets back safely. 0-1 the count to Schobel. So now Sheridan takes a look at home. Gets this call from his catcher, Danny Neary. Now here's the pitch. Schobel will take that one low and inside for ball 1. 1-1 the count now. Tanner Schobel did a little bit of pitching in high school. Set a single-season school record for ERA, strikeouts, and whip. So, an impressive pitching career for Tanner Schobel, but the Hokies had other plans putting him at shortstop, and now here's the 1-1. And that one swung on and missed for strike 2. So Sheridan looking for a big second out here with getting the bat of Tanner Schobel. Big RBI guy for the Hokies, and TJ Rumfield, the big bat of TJ Rumfield, stands on deck. Sheridan takes a look at home. Takes a brief look over at Gavin Cross. And he will throw over there. Make sure Cross is staying where he's at. So the count stands at 1-2 with 1 out. Sheridan looking to get out of this inning despite giving up the leadoff single to Gavin Cross. As Tanner Schobel steps back in the box and Sheridan sets on the mound. Here's the 1-2. And that one swung on and dribbled to the third baseman. Here's a double play attempt from the Irish, but they will only get one in Gavin Cross at second as a speedy Schobel gets to first, replacing Cross. Good play over there by the third baseman, Zac Brannigan. Fielded the ball cleanly, threw it over to second base, but Schobel was already at first by the time that play was made. But nonetheless, 2 down as TJ Rumfield comes to the plate. The freshman, after playing a season at Texas Tech, decided to take his talents to Blacksburg as he steps up to the plate now with 2 down. Schobel at first. 7 home runs for Rumfield in the season. As Schobel takes a sizable lead off first. Here's a pitch to Rumfield, and he will swing and miss at that one. 82 miles per hour right down the middle. Rumfield just missed time that one. As now back into the box is TJ Rumfield. In the stretch is Joe Sheridan. Here's a pitch. Rumfield takes that one outside for ball 1. 1-1 the count now. 2 down for the Irish in the bottom of the first. Again, a win here for the Irish would secure the sweep in the last series of the regular season, as they've solidified the number 1 seed in the ACC. A very, very impressive season for this Irish squad. As here's the 1-1. And Rumfield will take that one outside for strike 2. A very senior and junior heavy lineup for the Irish. Again, only 1 freshman in the starting lineup today for the Irish, and Danny Neary behind the plate. It's back to the box is Rumfield. The 1-2 from Sheridan. And that one's low and away for ball 2. Sheridan takes his time up there on the mound. Again, the graduate student took his talents from UCF to Notre Dame, the American Conference, to the ACC. A bit of an upgrade there for Sheridan, as he is on a very talented Irish squad. As now in the stretch is Sheridan, taking a look at home. Here's a 2-2, and that one's outside for ball 3. So Rumfield looking to get on here, would put Schobel in scoring position, with Kevin Madden's bat waiting on deck. Rumfield takes a couple hacks and back in the box now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs for Joe Sheridan. In the stretch, here's a pitch. And that one's a little bit outside for ball 4, so the Hokies will have first and second with Kevin Madden coming up, looking to give the Hokies a lead early in this one. Joe Sheridan in a bit of a jam early on. So now Kevin Madden steps in, looking to give the Hokies the lead. Tanner Schobel on second, TJ Rumfield on first. 2 outs in the bottom of the first. So now Madden steps in. Sheridan in the stretch again. He sets. Here's a 0-0 pitch. And Madden swings and chops it to the left side. Brannigan will field it and throw to Cavada. Cavada scoops that one out of the dirt. But that will be the 3rd out of the inning. Kevin Madden swings on the first pitch of the at-bat. Chops one to the left side, and Brannigan does what he needs to do for the 3rd out of the inning. Nothing doing for the Hokies despite getting runners on first and second. And we will head to the top of the second. We'll be right back on 3304 Sports. To the top of the second we go. The Fighting Irish looking to get on the board early on. Again, I'm Ryan Wilkes of 3304 Sports, and we head to the top of the second. We're coming up to hit now. Number 16, Jack Brannigan is going to come up right before Jared Miller, as Ryan Akuda looks to replicate some of the success he had in the first inning. Despite giving up a single, he was able to get the job done with 3 strikeouts on 3 consecutive full counts, so working himself out of some early trouble. So now stepping in is Jack Brannigan. Akuda will set in the windup. Here's the pitch. And that one will find the inside corner for strike 1. So Jack Brannigan, a bit of a interesting player, as he does play third base for the Irish, but also does some pitching, as he came in and threw an inning for the Irish last night. As here's the 0-1 pitch. Same spot, same result for Ryan Akuda, strike 2. Now Akuda looking to set down Brannigan for the first out of the second inning. Back in the windup is Akuda. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And that one swung on and fouled back right behind home plate umpire Tony Hurley, as the count remains at 0-2. And like I was touching on, Brannigan has now pitched 3 2/3 innings. So he does a little bit of everything for the Irish. He's quite the hitter as well. So here's the 0-2. And that one's down in the dirt for ball 1. Garrett Gable doing a good job so far, keeping these balls in front of him, despite there only being 1 base runner so far. He's done a solid job blocking balls behind the plate. As now Brannigan steps back in the box. Here's the 1-2. And that one swung on and missed. Ryan Akuda, 4 strikeouts so far for the senior. As now Jared Miller steps back into the box, number 16. Had quite the day on Thursday evening. Delivered a bases-loaded, bases-clearing triple that really opened up that game in the 8-2 victory for the Irish. As here's a 0-0 pitch from Akuda, and that one's outside for ball 1. In 2019, Miller and Nico Cavada were the only 2 Irish players to play and start in all 54 games. Here's a 0-1, and that one's right down the middle for strike 1. So Jared Miller looking to replicate some of the success he had on Thursday evening, as here's a pitch from Akuda, and that one is in for a strike. The breaking ball coming at just 71 miles per hour, but doing Ryan Akuda well as he's gotten Miller to freeze on 2 straight breaking balls. It's a 1-2 pitch from Akuda is in, and that one swung on and missed. Dropped by Ebel, but he will get the out at first as 5 strikeouts now from Ryan Akuda, so he is rolling early in this one. So Brooks Coatsy in now for the Irish, number 42, as Akuda is rolling. All 5 outs that he's gotten have been strikeouts. So the Irish swing the bat at will early on as Akuda in the windup will pitch to Coatsy, and Coatsy will take that one for strike 1. Ryan Akuda doing some work on the mound early on as 87-mile-per-hour fastball gets Coatsy to kind of freeze up there, as here's the 0-1. In the windup is Akuda. Here's the pitch. That one swung on and laced down the third baseline, but foul. That's another 0-2 count for Akuda. You know, he was getting in some 3-2, 2-2 counts early on, but he has found the zone in this second inning as he will step back on the mound, getting in the stretch here. The windup, here's the 0-2. And that one's a little outside. So Ryan Akuda looking for the punch out here. 1-2 the count, 2 outs for the senior. In the windup, here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Ryan Akuda, 6 strikeouts in just 2 innings as he gets the Irish 3 up, 3 down here in the second. And the Hokie offense will come back up looking to take the lead in the bottom of the second inning. We'll be right back with 3304 Sports. Welcome back to English Field for the bottom of the second inning. Is stepping in now for the Hokies, number 33, Nick Holisa, the sophomore. Batting .360 on the year, so slightly a tick above Gavin Cross, but not as many at-bats for the sophomore. First baseman stepping up now. Looking to give the Hokies a base runner in this second inning. So now in the stretch is Sheridan. First pitch is a strike. As Holisa, the Huntington, Pennsylvania native, steps back into the box. 5 RBIs on the season for Holisa, one of which coming in Thursday's game, as here's a pitch from Sheridan. That one's outside for ball 1. 1 or 2 runs in the series for the Hokies, coming off the bat of Holisa, the other coming off the bat of Jack Hurley. As Sheridan toes the rubber, sets for the 1-1 pitch. And that one's right down the middle for strike 2. Sheridan looking for the punch out against Holisa. Looking for his second strikeout of the day. Here's a 1-2. That one's low and away for ball 2. So Holisa will have another shot at it in the box. So the Hokies looking to maybe get their first lead of this series as Holisa steps back in the box. Here's a pitch from Sheridan. That one swung on and laced to left field by Holisa, and that's going to be a base hit. So 2 straight innings with leadoff singles for the Hokies. It's now coming in as Lucas Donlin. An absolute laser off the bat of Holisa. Just was able to take that one the opposite field and find some grass, as now stepping up is Jack Hurley, and Donlin is on deck. So the 2 RBI guys from this series for the Hokies, back-to-back. As on first stands Holisa, and in the box is Jack Hurley, the fiery freshman, who's provided a lot of energy in this Hokie lineup. And a pop off the bat as well, with 6 home runs. He steps in the box. 2 Pennsylvania natives. Hurley from Boalsburg. Here's the pitch. And Hurley is going to lay down a bunt right back to the pitcher, Sheridan. And to first goes Sheridan for the out. But Holisa will get to second off the bunt from Hurley. So Hurley does his job. He almost legged it out there and was able to get on first, but out by just a step. So Holisa stands on second, and coming in the box is Lucas Donlin with only 1 out. So the bunt by Hurley does the job. Moves Hollis to the second. In the box now, looking to bring him home is Lucas Donlin. As he steps into the box now. Joe Sheridan on the mound once again. Gets into the stretch. Donlin in his stance. Takes a look at Sheridan, and Sheridan takes a look right back. Getting a sign from his catcher. Here's a pitch. And Donlin swings and chops this one to the second baseman. And a good fielding play there to get the out. Looked like that one had a chance of getting through, but Miller said no, sir. Snagged that one and zoomed it over to Cavada for the second out, but Holisa will move 90 feet closer as Nick Holisa stands on third. Coming in the box now, number 5, Garrick Ebel, the catcher. Looking for a big RBI early in this one, the freshman. The freshman out of Doltejuan, Tennessee. Steps in the box now. Sheridan in the stretch. Here's a pitch. And Ebel will take that one outside for ball 1. Ebel hitting .212 on the season, only 2 RBIs, so looking for his third one right here, and what would be a big one early in this one. As, again, the Hokies looking to take 1 of 3 from the Irish, as the Irish took the first 2 on Thursday and Friday night. So here's a pitch. And that one's high and away for ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. The Hokies have 2 hits to the Irish 1, as Ryan Okuda is rolling on the mound right now for the Hokies, as Sheridan's doing his job as well. Ebel back in the box. Here's a pitch from Sheridan. And Ebel will foul that one back into the netting for the first strike of this at-bat. Sheridan and Okuda reaching similar velocities on their fastball, as that one up high a little bit, but found 88 miles per hour out of the hand of Joe Sheridan, as he will set in the stretch, ready to deal to Garrick Ebel. Here's the pitch. And Ebel takes that one high and away, ball 3. So Ebel, the 9-hole hitter for the Hokies. If he were to get on base, I would bring up Gavin Cross, who has proven to be quite the RBI hitter, as he has 35 on the season. It's back in the box is Ebel. Here's the 3-1. And Ebel will take that one outside for ball 4. So runners on the corners now with 2 outs, as in steps Gavin Cross. Back to the top of the order. So Joe Sheridan in a bit of a jam here, as out comes a pitching coach to have a discussion with the pitcher Joe Sheridan. And in comes the infield as well. So maybe a bit of a meeting for the Irish. Gavin Cross, again, had quite the performance in his return to Tennessee, hitting for the cycle. It's something that comes only about once or twice in a career. So, quite the accomplishment for the freshman. So, the Irish will convene at the mound, and we will be right back for the rest of the bottom of the second inning on 3304 Sports. We're back for the rest of the bottom of the second inning. So 2 outs here for Joe Sheridan, and he is facing Gavin Cross. 11 home runs and 35 RBIs on the season. So if you're Joe Sheridan, this isn't the guy you want to be facing with runners on the corners in the bottom of the second. But nonetheless, Cross will step in. One of the most reliable bats in this Hokie lineup. Steps in with 2 outs. A 0-0 count. Joe Sheridan nods at the call from Danny Neary, but steps off the mound. So now back in the box is Cross, and Neary gets the signal from the dugout. Maybe a bit of confusion there. It's Cross in now. Joe Sheridan in the stretch. Here's a pitch. Cross will take this one. Low and away. Ball 1. So 1-0 the count now on the 81-mile-per-hour breaking ball out of the zone. Sheridan perhaps trying to get Cross to bite on something, but Cross did not. So now back in is Gavin Cross. Sheridan in the stretch. Here's a pitch. And Cross will take this one back up the middle. That's going to be fielded on a hop over to Cavada, and the Irish are out of the jam in the second. A dribbler back up the middle by Cross did not find the outfield grass, and the play was made for the third out of the inning. We'll head to the top of the third, and we'll be right back on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to English Field, where Virginia Tech failed to put anything on the scoreboard in the bottom of the second inning after having runners on the corners and a runner on first with no outs. failed to put anything up on the board after Gavin Cross dribbled one back up the middle that did not find the grass in the outfield and found the glove of the shortstop, Zac Presner, who will step into the box now. Presner made the play to end the inning, and he will step into the box now looking to add something on the scoreboard for the Irish. He had a solid night on Thursday, 2 for 4 with RBI double, so Akuda will deal to him. And here's a pitch for a strike. So Ryan Akuda just rolling right now as he gets the first strike of the inning. So back in the box is Presner. In the windup is Akuda. Here's the 1-0, or the 0-1. And that one's dribbled down the third baseline, but well foul. Fritz Genther giving chase to that one. So he's in the dugout. And now back in is Presner. Akuda in the windup, the 0-2. Here's a pitch. And that one's a little outside for ball one. Presner almost bited on that one, but he did not. He maintained his swing, and here's a 1-2. And that one's well outside for ball two. So 2-2 the count now. Akuda looking for his 7th punch out of the day against Zac Presner. So now back in the box steps Presner. Here's a pitch from Akuda. And that one's dribbled back up the middle, but right at Akuda. And Akuda, with a very athletic play, takes his time over to first and gets the first out of the inning. Ryan Akuda doing a little bit of everything on the mound with a quick glove, gets the first out of the inning. So not only is he striking out this Irish lineup, but he is making plays on the mound with his glove. So now back in is Danny Neary, the catcher, the freshman. Again, the only freshman in this Irish lineup, batting .250 on the year in some limited appearances, as his first pitch is a little outside to Neary. Neary only appearing in 10 games this season, and here's the second pitch from Akuda. And that one's dribbled to the right side, but foul. Holisa giving chase. So 1-1 the countdown, 1 down. That last out was Akuda's first put out that was not a strikeout. So Ryan Akuda using his pitches to his advantage right now, getting the strikeouts against this Irish lineup. So now back in the box is Danny Neary. In the windup is Akuda. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And that one's low for ball two. So Ryan Akuda looking for another 1-2-3 inning here. Neary would be the second out of the inning, and then we'd head back to the top of the lineup, as here's 2-1, right down the middle for strike two. Danny Neary had some accolades in high school, 2018, 2019, Under Armour and Perfect Game preseason All-American. So a very highly touted player out of high school. As in the windup is Akuda, but he will step off here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out for Ryan Akuda. In the windup, here's the pitch. Swung on and dribbled down the third baseline, but foul. Another Hokie gives chase out of the bullpen. Kids flocking to the bullpen area as Fritz Genther's over there. Tosses it up to a lucky kid in the crowd. Some fun over there. In the windup now, 2-2 the pitch. 1 out. Here's the pitch. And that one's dribbled off the back foot of Neary. 4 strike for a foul ball. Strike 2. The count remains. 2-2 the count remains. Danny Neary and Ryan Akuda going at it here. Here's a 2-2. Ooh, little outside by Akuda. Crowd wanted a strike 3 call there, but just a little bit outside. 3-2. Here's the payoff pitch from Akuda. Swung on and driven out to shallow center field as looking to make the play is Schobel, but the ball will pop out of his glove. And into second is Danny Neary. So disastrous development for the Hokies there as what looked to be a routine pop fly bounces off the glove of Tanner Schobel, and the hustle by the freshman gets him into second base, and the Irish have a runner in scoring position with 1 out. That'll be ruled an error by Tanner Schobel. Bit of an interesting play there. Again, the sun is out here at English Field, so always playing a factor is the sun, and Schobel might have just lost that one. As now back to the top of the lineup we go as Spencer Meyer steps in. So what looked to be an out now results in a runner in scoring position for the Fighting Irish. Now Okuda back in the stretch. It's been a while since he's been in the stretch. No runners on base recently. But now Neary stands on second, taking his lead. Meyer's in the box. Here's the first pitch from Okuda. And Meyer squares around to bunt, maybe looking to send Neary to third, but pulls away as the ball is low and in the dirt for ball one. And that is officially ruled an error on Tanner Schobel. A 7-pitch at bat between Neary and Okuda results in a error by Tanner Schobel in shallow center field. The shortstop not able to make the play as Okuda in the stretch now. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. That one swung on and driven up the middle. Making the play is a second baseman, Lucas Donlin, for the second out of the inning. So a routine play there, but Danny Neary moves 90 feet closer to home. Now Ryan Cole steps in the box. And on deck is someone you do not want to see with runners on base, is Nico Cavada. So Okuda looking to retire Cole here. Only hit of the game coming from off the bat of Ryan Cole is in the windup is Okuda. Here's the pitch. And Cole grounds this one. And Donlin makes a sliding grab and throws it to first for Holisa for the third out of the inning. What looked to be a base hit is smothered by Lucas Donlin for the third out, and the Hokies head to the bottom of the third unscathed. We'll be right back on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to English Field for the bottom of the third inning on Senior Day in Blacksburg, an emotional day for many players here at English Field, but looking to get a win to send them on their way to Charlotte next week for the ACC Baseball Championship that just recently announced would be at full capacity. So very exciting news for Hokie faithful as Tanner Thomas steps in the box now against Joe Sheridan. Here's the first pitch. And that one finds a zone for strike one. So a couple opportunities early for both teams, but not able to capitalize are the Hokies or the Fighting Irish early in this one. It's an 0-1 pitch to Thomas, is grounded to the right side, and that one will get through for a base hit. So the senior gets a single in his second plate appearance. After being set down on strikes, he grounds one on the right side right past the extended glove of the second baseman, Jared Miller. And he's on with none down. So leadoff single has been the stories in this one already, as we've seen three combined from both squads. As now stepping in is Tanner Schobel, who was grounded into a fielder's choice in his first at-bat. As Joe Sheridan toes the rubber, takes a look at Tanner Thomas. The senior out of Jacksonville takes his lead. And the grounder right over the head of the third baseman, Jack Brannigan. Tanner Thomas is rounding second, going to third. Schobel going to second. And he will be tagged out at second. Tanner Schobel looking to extend his single over the head of Jack Brannigan. Just a little chopper. Got a good bounce off the turf here at English Field, but Tom is getting a little too greedy. Gone out at second. But Tanner Thomas on his horse gets to third. With only one out, here comes TJ Rumfield. An opportunity for the Hokies to have second and third. It's not to be had as left fielder Ryan Cole shoots the ball off the turf to second base to get the out. An exciting play there, but the Hokies have a runner on third with one out for TJ Rumfield. As Joe Sheridan in the stretch. Here's the pitch to Rumfield. And Rumfield will take the first pitch right down the middle for strike one. So TJ Rumfield looking to give the Hokies the early lead. So now Joe Sheridan toes the rubber, takes a look at Rumfield. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And Rumfield will ground that one on the left side. Brannigan will field to make the play, but Thomas will slide head first into home, and the Hokies have their first lead of the series, 1-0 in the bottom of the third. The RBI ground out by TJ Rumfield gives the Hokies the lead. So TJ Rumfield does what needs to be done and gives the Hokies the lead. Kevin Madden steps up now. No one on base, but the Hokies have their lead 1-0 over the Fighting Irish. Now in steps Kevin Madden. Joe Sheridan on the mound once again in the stretch. The 0-0 pitch to Rumfield on its way. Madden takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Back on the mound is Sheridan. In the stretch, here's a pitch. Now that one's high and away, ball 2. So Madden looking to give the Hokies a base runner with nobody on. And Hurley is on deck. He's had a good bat this series, Nick Hurley has. So now in the box is Madden. Here's a pitch from Sheridan. And that one's driven deep. But Ryan Cole will come in to make the play. Ryan Cole got on his horse. That one was driven a little less deep than I thought off the bat, but Ryan Cole comes in to make the play for the third out. But the Hokies get 1 run on 2 hits. TJ Rumfield with the RBI ground out to give the Hokies the lead. We'll be right back on 3304 Sports. We're back for the top of the 4th inning. As Ryan Akuda on the mound doing work for the Hokies early in this one. Only 1 hit and 6 strikeouts out of 11 batters faced. Only 53 pitches through 3 innings for Akuda. As now Nico Cavada steps back in the box. Again, as I touched on earlier, the big power bat in this Irish lineup. Looks to get something going as the Hokies lead 1-0. Looking for 1 victory out of 3 against the Fighting Irish. So now in steps Cavadis and Akuda in the windup. Again, a beautiful day here for baseball as the Hokies hold the lead 1-0. Here's a pitch from Akuda. And Cavadis will take that one right down the middle for strike 1. Now Akuda back in the windup. Here's a pitch to Cavadis. And another strike right down the middle from Ryan Akuda. And he gets a couple hoots and hollers from the home crowd as he is on fire early in this one. So Cavadis back in the box. The 0-2 count. Here's the pitch from Akuda. And that one's high and away for ball 1. 15 home runs and 46 RBIs for the power bat, Nico Cavadis. As he will step back in now. The 1-2 from Akuda. Here's the pitch. That one's high and away for ball 2. So 2-2 the count now. Nico Cavadis, a senior out of Granger, Indiana. Very highly touted athlete. Here's the pitch. That one's low and away for ball 3. He's accumulated many accolades, a 2021 Golden Spikes Award midseason watch list, 2020 D1 Baseball midseason All-American, to name a few. As in the windup is Akuda. Here's a 3-2 pitch. That one swung on and missed. The 7th strikeout for Ryan Akuda on senior day gets Nico Cavadis for the 2nd time today. And that's the first out of the inning for the Hokies. As Carter Putt steps back in now. Ryan Akuda dealing with this Irish lineup in the best possible way. So he has 7 strikeouts. Doing what he can do on his senior day as in steps Putz. Putz 0 for 1 on the day. Here's the pitch. And that one's right down the middle for strike 1. So now Akuda toes the rubber once again in the windup. The 0-1 pitch. Here's a pitch. And that one's high and away. Ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out for Ryan Akuda. As Putz steps back into the box, a designated hitter. In the windup is Akuda. Here's a 1-1. And that one swung on and fouled back. So another 1-2 count for the Hokies starting arm. So he takes his time on the mound. In the windup. The 1-2 pitch from Ryan Akuda. Here it is. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Ball in the dirt. Evil picks it up. Throws it to first for Hurley, and that's his 2nd out of the inning. And the 8th strikeout for Ryan Akuda in just 3 2/3 innings. What a performance so far from the senior pitcher. As now in steps Jack Brannigan, who is also struck out today. No surprise there. As in the windup is Akuda. Here's a pitch. And that one's in the dirt for ball one. Ryan Akuda working at a brisk pace here today, only giving up 1 hit and 8 strikeouts so far. So, in steps Brannigan once again, the 1-0 count. And that one swung on and driven deep, but well foul. Straighten that one out, and that's possibly the tying at bat for the Irish, as that one might have gotten over the wall there and left. But Brannigan steps back in now. 1-1 the count, 2 down. Here's a pitch. And swung on and dribbled to the left side. Kevin Madden makes the play, throws over to Holisa. A tight play at first, and Jack Brannigan is calling for review. But it looks like Brannigan was out by a step or two. So we'll see what the call is here. So it does look like Link Jarrett's calling for review. So we will see what the development is here, but we will be right back on 3304 Sports. So right before the break, a tight play at first had Jack Brannigan immediately reacting as the ball dribbled to the left side, found the glove of Kevin Madden. Kevin Madden threw it over to Nick Holisa at first, and Brannigan immediately after crossing the base signaled that he was there, he was safe, so he signaled to the umpires for a booth review, and Link Jarrett agreed. The head coach for the Irish in his second season came out and asked for a review, and Akuda and the Hokies are back on the field, just awaiting the ruling here. So we will see what comes out of this as a speedy Brannigan stands on first, confident that he was in there, and the umpires will convene, one of which back in the replay booth, deciding what the result is here. But a little recap of this game so far. Nothing doing for the Irish, but the Hokies, with 1 run in the bottom of the third off the bat of TJ Rumfield, getting Tanner Thomas home on a chopper to the left side, resulted in an out, but only the second out of the inning, so the Hokies got 1 run. As the umpires come back out, here's the call. And he is out. So the Hokies will head to the bottom of the fourth, looking to add to their lead. And the Irish, the appeal does not go how they want it to go. So we will head to the bottom of the fourth inning, and we'll be right back on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to English Field. It's the bottom of the fourth inning, getting ready to get underway as Nick Holisa is going to step in the box now for the Hokies. 1 run on 4 hits for the Hokies. They had a chance to add a couple more runs, but were unable to do so with some runners in scoring position. But nonetheless, they hold the lead over the number 8 Notre Dame Fighting Irish as Holisa will step in. The base coaches get in position. Getting ready to get the bottom of the fourth underway. As still on the mound for the Irish is number 37, Joe Sheridan. And Nick Holisa steps back in. He started this one off with a hit. As he steps in, the Hokies wearing their white pinstripe pants and their white cutoff jerseys here today. Here's the pitch from Sheridan. That one's low and away. The Irish are in the blue uniforms with the gold lettering and the gold stripe on the pants. So clean look for both teams today as they look to wrap up the season finale in style. As now the 1-0 from Sheridan. Here's a pitch. And Holisa drives this one back right up the middle for his second hit of the day. Nick Holisa giving the Hokies some pop in the lineup as he gets on first for Lucas Donlin coming up. So Nick Holisa proving why he belongs in this Hokie lineup as we head to the postseason next week. Nick Holisa may see more time than he has seen most of the season as he is 2 for 2 here today in this season finale. So now into the box steps Jack Hurley, the freshman out of Boalsburg, Pennsylvania. Batting 262 on the season. 6 home runs, 25 RBIs for the freshman. So now Jack Brannigan has a corner in here, looking to maybe turn a double play, as Hurley did bunt last time. As now Hurley grounds this one on the right side, and that one's going to be fair. That one's going to be foul. That was an extremely close play there. So that one looked like it dribbled right down the baseline, but first base umpire Jose Esteras seems to think that one was foul, and now John Sheff comes out to argue that one a little bit as him and the Hokie faithful both thought that one was fair. And so did Jack Hurley. So Sheff will come out and do what he does best and have a little talk with the home plate umpire here. as that one was chopped right, it looked like right down the first baseline. Maybe slightly foul. So John Sheff looks to be having quite the conversation here with home plate umpire Tony Carrilli. And Jack Hurley was around in second, going to third, and Nick Cavada was around in third, coming home on that one. So we will see what the ruling is here. A bit of a puzzling development. As the talk is going for quite a long time, John Sheff, in his fourth season, came to Tech in 2017 after coaching Maryland to 3 NCAA tournament appearances, and he played collegiately at UConn and Drexel. So, a very accomplished coach, not happy with this one, and he'll head back to the dugout with his head down. And he's hearing, home plate umpires hearing a little bit extracurriculars from the dugout there. As now Nick Cavada will head back to first if nothing comes out of that discussion. So Hurley steps back in the box looking to maybe replicate what he had just done, as he thought that one was fair. Back in the box steps Hurley. Cavada on first. 0-1 the count. In the stretch is Sheridan. Here's the pitch. And Hurley takes a big swing and a miss at a breaking ball in the dirt. And 0-2 the count now. Hurley perhaps a little frustrated after that pass call. But he will step back in the box now. 0-2 the count for Joe Sheridan. No outs here in the bottom of the fourth inning as Nick Cavada led off with a single. But here's a pitch to Hurley. And a wave and a miss for strike 3. So Hurley perhaps a little bit frustrated. Sets down on strikes. 1 out now. Sheridan's second strikeout of the day. As Lucas Donlin steps in the box now. Gary Giebel on deck, and then back to the top for the Hokies. As a 1 down for Donlin. Donlin 0 for 1 today. Sheridan takes a long look at home plate. Now sets in the stretch. Here's the pitch. Donlin takes this one right back near the booth up here. Perhaps should have brought my glove, as that one bounces off the awning above the booth here at English Field. 0-1 the count to Donlin. Second baseman, 2 home runs, 12 RBIs on the season. So now he'll step back in the box. Gets the go-ahead from Tony Carrilli at home, and Joe Sheridan ready to deal the 0-1. Here's the pitch. And Donlin takes that one outside for ball 1. So Joe Sheridan having a similar performance to Ryan Akuta in terms of keeping the offense at bay, but not as much of a strikeout guy so far, as he only has 2 on the day compared to Ryan Akuta's 8. As Donlin steps back in the box, 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. That one's well outside for ball 2. Good athletic play by Danny Neary to not let that one get by him, because if it did, Cavada was going to extend maybe 1, maybe 2 bases off that one. So, back in the box steps Donlin. Takes a couple taps at home plate. Sheridan sets in the stretch. Takes a long look at Julissa at first. And Donlin takes a time at home plate. So back in steps Donlin. Sheridan took a little bit too long on that one for Donlin's liking, as now Sheridan sets and deals. Donlin takes that one outside for ball 3. So 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. A 3-1 count to Lucas Donlin. Looking to give the Hokies another base runner here. So he'll set in his stance. 3-1 pitch from Sheridan as he sets in the stretch. Here it is. That one's inside. Called for a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out for Joe Sheridan. Looking to keep the deficit right where it is at 1. 1-0. The Hokies lead the Irish. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's a full count pitch from Sheridan. Holisa takes off, and Donlin fouls out one back. So Holisa is running on this pitch. It seems to be. As Donlin stays alive in the count. Donlin takes a couple practice hacks and steps back into the box for another 3-2 pitch. Sheridan in the stretch. Takes a look over at Holisa. Holisa takes off, and here's a 3-2 to Donlin, and that one's fouled back once again. So 3-2 the count. 2 straight foul balls off the bat of Lucas Donlin to give him a couple more opportunities in the box here. Garrett Ebel stands on deck. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch from Sheridan to Donlin. Here it is. And that one is inside for strike 3. The third strikeout for Joe Sheridan comes on a full count pitch. And that'll set Lucas Donlin down on strikes. So now Garrett Ebel comes back up to the plate. So an important second out for Joe Sheridan, setting down Donlin as Holisa stands on first. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. As in is Ebel. In the stretch of Sheridan. Here's the pitch. That one's a bit high, but call it strike 1. Ebel looking to add to his 2 RBIs on the season possibly here as Holisa stands on first. Have to get one quite deep to score him, but here's the pitch from Sheridan. And that one's inside for ball 1. We've had quite the brisk game so far as only 1 run scored between the 2 squads. That 1 run coming off a TJ Rumfield RBI groundout in which Tanner Thomas came around to score. As in the box now is Ebel. Here's the pitch. And Ebel will foul this one back right over my head here at English Field. As that is the 2nd strike of this at bat. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs for Joe Sheridan and this Irish team. Looking to get their bats rolling if they can get this 3rd out here. Gavin Cross awaits on deck. So base runner here could be big for the Hokies. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. And Ebel holds up on the ball in the dirt, and Danny Neary does a good job keeping that ball in front of him behind the plate because Holisa would have ran on that if it were to get by Neary. But back in the box is Ebel. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuce is wild here at English Field as Sheridan sets on the mound. Here's the pitch. And Ebel swings and misses for strike 3. Joe Sheridan, 2 strikeouts to end the inning to give him 4 on the day, and the Irish head to the top of the 5th, looking to get the bats rolling here at English Field. We'll be right back with more coverage for 3304 Sports. Welcome back to Blacksburg, Virginia here at English Field as we get ready to get the top of the 5th underway here. As the Hokies couldn't get anything going there after the single from Nick Holisa to start the inning. Bit of a puzzling play there. As Jack Hurley grounded one right, seemed to be right down the line, but called foul by first base umpire Jose Esteras. As into the box now is Jared Miller, 0 for 1 today with a strikeout, 1 of 8 for Meyer Nakuda. As here's the first pitch, and that one will find the zone for a strike on the outside corner. So now back in the box goes Miller, 0-1 the count. Here's a pitch from Nakuda. And that one swung on through the left side. Big play by Tanner Schobel there, but cannot get the ball out of his glove on the exchange. And nothing doing there. Good stop there at shortstop by Schobel, sliding down to a knee, getting that one. But the play will not be made. So 1 on, no outs for the Irish, and that will be ruled as a base hit. Is now into the box now steps Brooks Coatsey, as he is hitting .245 on the season, but he's 0 for 1 today, with, of course, another strikeout. So now he steps in the box. In the stretch is Akuda, and he'll take a look over at first to Miller. Nothing doing there. As as he will get back in the stretch here. Here's a pitch from Akuda to Coates. Coates squares around a bunt. That one's going to be well foul. So a bit of strategy being played here by both teams. We saw Hurley lay down a bunt earlier. Now we see Coates in the box looking to lay down a bunt, both to move runners into scoring position. So this has not been an offensive barrage from either side, as we have seen some small ball looking to get runners in scoring position. The only run of the day was on an RBI ground out. So we're seeing some action in the Hokies bullpen as in the stretch is Akuda. Here's the pitch. Coates takes that one low for ball one. Akuda sitting at 71 pitches. He's pitched through 4 innings, only 2 hits, 8 strikeouts out of 15 batters faced. So Akuda being efficient so far, but everyone has a pitch limit. So we'll see if the action of the bullpen results in anything soon, as the throw over to Halisa checking on Jared Miller again will not result in much, as Miller slides back in safely. Akuda steps back on the rubber in the stretch. He takes a long look at home. That arm again, very unique of Akuda. That arm is swinging as he sets in the windup, or in the stretch, and that one's in for a strike. 1-2 the count to Coates. 87-mile-per-hour fastball finds the zone. Akuda looking for his 9th punch-out here in the stretch. Coates takes a couple practice hacks. Akuda in the stretch. Here's a 1-2. And that one's just outside for ball 2. A lot of groans from the Hokie crowd, hoping for that breaking ball to find just the edge of the zone, but nonetheless, Tony Carrilli thinks better of it, calls that one a ball. 2-2 the count now. No outs. Here's the pitch. And that one finds the zone for strike 3. Brooks Coates set down on strikes, and that's the 9th strikeout for Ryan Akuda. 88-mile-per-hour fastball finds the inside corner. Now in the box comes Zac Presner. 7, 8, 9 of the Irish lineup, as number 7, Brooks Coates, goes down. And now the 8-hole hitter, Zac Presner, steps in the box. Presner is well 0 for 1 on the day, set down on strikes. No, he grounded out last time. As Akuda takes a quick look over at Miller, nothing doing there. So Akuda will set in the stretch. Again, that arm swinging from his shoulder. He sets in the stretch. And Halisa has to make a bit of a play over there to keep that ball in front of him, as Akuda does check on Miller again. The Hokies have been very cautious of getting runners in scoring position today for the Irish, because the Irish have put up some runs in the past few games. 12 over 2. 8 in the first game, 4 in the second game. So now in the stretch is Akuda. Here's the pitch. And again, the Irish square around the bunt, and that one's going to be called a strike. And Link Jarrett comes out to argue that one, as it looked like Presner did try to pull back. But Link Jarrett is arguing this one heavily with home plate umpire Tony Carrilli. He does not like this one, as it looked like Link Jarrett did try to pull back. Sounded like from up here that he might have fouled that one off, but Link Jarrett does not like that call, as he heads back to the dugout shaking his head. And he's still talking to Tony Carrilli. So back in the box goes Presner. Stands as a strike. So 0-1 the count. Akuda takes a look again at Jared Miller. So now he will toe the rubber back in the stretch here. He sets, ready to deal the 0-1. Here's the pitch. Presner squares around the bunt again. A good one set down as Akuda fields it and throws. But that one's going to be over the head of Halisa. Going to third is Miller. Rounding third is Miller, but he will stay there. But Presner will go into second, and that's going to be an error. Just a throw, a bit of a wild throw, but Halisa looked like he could have fielded that one. So Presner goes to second. Miller goes to third. 1 out, and in comes Danny Neary, the freshman. So a big spot for the freshman here, as Spencer Myers waits on deck at the top. So only 1 out. So We'll see what the Irish do here, but again, small ball paying off. We've seen that already here today. The small ball paid off earlier to move Holisa over. Now the small ball paid off here. A hurried throw from Ryan Akuda. And out comes pitching coach Ryan Fecteau. So Akuda at 77 pitches, a bit of a wild throw there. And Presner got in safely at first, and the wild throw allowed him to extend that to second, and that's a second error of the day for the Hokies. And this one could prove to be very costly, as there's only one out. And Danny Neary steps up. Fecteau with a long talk at the mound of Ryan Akuda. It looks like Akuda will probably stay in this one for a little bit longer. He's through 4 1/3, 9 strikeouts for Ryan Akuda, doing a great job against this fiery Irish lineup. As Fecteau heads back to the dugout, and Ryan Akuda remains on the mound. This now looks like Link Jarrett will come out to talk to home plate umpire Tony Curley, because it does look like they're going to have a pinch hitter for Danny Neary, the freshman, heading back to the dugout, as number 18, Nick Ware, will head into the box. Link Jarrett just confirming that with Tony Curley. So maybe a bit of a better bat here for the Irish coming in. Not necessarily putting too much pressure on the freshman. But this is a redshirt freshman, Nick Ware. Actually, Nick Joyer in the box now. In the windup is Akuda. Runners on second and third for Irish, 1 down here in the top of the 5th inning. Here's a pitch from Akuda, and that one swung on and missed for strike 1. So Akuda looking to get out of the jam here, as there is action in that Hokie bullpen. I do see an arm warming up out there, but Akuda looking to do his job in the top of the 5th. In the windup once again, the 0-1 pitch. Akuda taking a long look at Gary Giebel. He'll step off here. So 0-1 the count, 1 down. After the error, not sure who it was credited to, either Akuda or Holisa. Here's a pitch. And that one swung on and missed for strike 2. It's going to be called an error on Holisa at first. So in the windup is Akuda. The 0-2 count, 1 down. Here's a pitch. That one swung on and missed for strike 3. A huge strikeout for Ryan Akuda. His 10th of the day. As Nick Joyer heads back to the dugout. As top of the lineup comes back up for the Irish, but a huge second out there. As now Spencer Myers into the box. Looking to give the Irish 1 to 2 runs here. Virginia Tech still leads 1-0 against the number 8 Notre Dame Fighting Irish. But second and third for the Irish here. 2 outs. Top of the lineup up for Notre Dame. As into the box comes Spencer Myers. In the windup is Akuda. Here's the pitch. That one swung on to the left side, right over the head of Kevin Madden. Rounding third is Presner, and he will score, as well did Miller. 2-1 the lead for the Irish. A chop single by Spencer Myers scores both Jared Miller and Zac Presner and gives the Irish the lead, and Myers will advance second. So a big hit there from Spencer Myers to give the Irish the lead. So 2-1 the Irish lead now. Runner on second for Ryan Colt. So not a hard hit ball, but again, we've seen a couple chop singles here today, and that scores a run for the Irish. So the bunt paid off. Got second and third for the Irish, and both of those runners brought home as Spencer Myers takes his lead off second. In the stretch is Akuda. He'll step off the mound here. In the stretch again, takes a look, steps off again. Doesn't want the speedy Myers to advance. Only one of those runs is earned due to the error by Hurley at first. But nonetheless, the Hokies find themselves behind 2-1 here in the top of the 5th inning. So Okuda in the stretch, takes his time on the mound. Now he sets. Here's a 0-0 pitch. And that one's low and away, ball 1. So Okuda now sits at 81 pitches. 10 strikeouts out of the 19 batters faced, so a little bit more than half of his hitters that he's faced, he's struck out here today. So, what a senior day performance from Ryan Okuda as he stands in the stretch for 1-0 pitch. And that one's in the dirt for ball 2. So Okuda in the stretch, 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs for the senior. He takes a long look at Garrett Giebel at home. Now he sets in the stretch. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And that one's inside for ball 3. So Ryan Cole, 1 for 2 today. One of his hits being that single earlier. And a ground out. So he will step back in the box now. Batting .310 on the season. Ryan Okuda steps off the mound, and they're going to intentionally walk Ryan Cole. So now Nico Cavada steps up. 2 on, 2 outs. Looking to open this one up for the Fighting Irish. So Nico Cavada's in the box. Okuda in the stretch. Okuda sets, runners on first and second, and Cole and Myers. Here's the pitch. And Cavada takes that one, finds the inside corner for strike 1. So the Hokies again looking to salvage some momentum. They sit at 27-22, 16-19 on the year. Losers of 13 of their last 15 ACC games. So they're looking to get a win here to send them to the postseason with some momentum. As in the stretch is Okuda. Here's a pitch. And Cavada takes that one a little outside for ball 1. So Nico back in the box. Takes a couple of practice hacks, and the Irish with their chrome gold helmets step back in the box. As now set is Okuda. Here's a pitch. And Cavada takes a big swing and a miss for strike 2. So Ryan Okuda steps back on the mound. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Looks to keep the Hokie deficit right where it is on senior day. As the Irish lead 2-1 here in the top of the 5th inning. As the claps from the Hokies crowd gets louder and louder here. 1-2 the count. Here's a pitch from Okuda. And that one's low and away. Could not get Cavadas to bite. And now the count sits at 2-2. So Okuda in the windup. Deuce is wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs for the Hokie ace. Takes a long look at Ebel. Cavadas takes his time as well. Okuda set. Here's a 2-2. That one's low and away. Ball 3. 3-2 the count now. The Irish looking to load the bases or clear them. Cavada's big bat up there looking to not set down on strikes for the 3rd time today. So Ryan Okuda, 10 strikeouts on the day. Can he get another? As he sets in the stretch. Here's a 3-2 pitch. And swinging a dribbler to the right side. They're going to say that one hit off Cavadis' leg. So he stays alive here. That was a big swing from Cavadis, but dribbled right off his leg there. So he'll have another opportunity here. Again, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs for Ryan Akuda. 90 pitches now. They're nearing that 100 mark. The payoff pitch. And another foul ball from Cavada. And it seems like Cavada has one thing on his mind, and that's to put the ball over the fence because he is taking some large hacks at these balls coming in. 3-2 the count stands. Akuda takes a look at Ebel, and the claps continue here. Akuda set. Here's the 3-2. Swinging a ball to the right side and foul. So Cavada's putting up a fight in there, looking a little frustrated, possibly trying to get a hold of one. As the Irish do still lead 2-1. First and second. 2 outs. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs for Akuda. So Akuda sets. Here's the pitch. And another foul ball into the Irish dugout. Brooks Coates, he tried to make a play on it in there, but got over his head. So the count remains 3-2. So Akuda getting his signal from his catcher. Now he sets in the stretch. The next 3-2 pitch, here it is. Well, he will step off and take a look at both runners. So, taking his time here, as we still have a 3-2 count. Akuda gets this call from his catcher. The 3-2 once more. Here's the pitch. And a drive to center field, and that'll get down. Rounding third and scoring is Myers. To third is Cole, and the Irish take the 3-1 lead off the Nico Cavada single. So a big fight at the plate for Cavada, and it pays off. And now the Irish lead 3-1. And out comes Fecto, and this might do it for Akuda. What a fight from the plate by Nico Cavada. Fouling off pitch after pitch and finally getting the one he likes and lining it to center field, finding the outfield grass, and scoring Spencer Myers to give the Irish the 3-1 lead. The 4-1 lead. And that'll do it for Ryan Akuda. No, actually, that will be the 3-1 lead. Scoreboard here at English Field a little messed up. But 3-1 the lead. And Ryan Akuda's day is done. 4 2/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 94 pitches, and 10 strikeouts for the senior. In comes another senior, number 38, Jason Hurd. We'll let him warm up, and we'll be right back with the rest of the top of the 5th inning. We're back here at English Field, where the Irish lead the Hokies 3-1 in the top of the 5th. The Irish have posted 3 runs in this top of the 5th inning, and now taking over on the mound for Ryan Akuda is number 38, Jason Hurd, another senior. He looks to have an impressive senior day with runners on the corners now. 2 outs. Nothing to count. 2 Carter putts. Now Hurd sets. Here's the pitch. And that one's low and away, ball 1. So Jason Hurd coming in now, looking to keep the Irish lead right where it is and give his offense an opportunity to come back here in this one. As set now in the stretch is Hurd. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. And that one swung on and missed by putts. So 1-1 the count now. Ryan Akuda had quite the day in 4 2/3 innings with 10 strikeouts. And Jason Hurd looking to follow up his fellow senior with an impressive performance of his own. As now Putz is in the box. Set is Hurd. Here's a pitch. That one's outside for ball 2. So 2-1 the count. 2 outs for Jason Hurd and the Hokies. Now back in the box is Putz. In the stretch stands Jason Hurd. Here's 2-1. And that one swung on. And a great play by Tanner Schobel, throwing over to first to Julissa, and he'll get him for the third out of the inning. A run-saving play by Tanner Schobel at shortstop, and the Hokies are out of the fifth, down 3-1. We'll be right back on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to English Field for the bottom of the fifth inning. In the top, the Irish posted 3 runs thanks to a single from Nico Cavada, and the Irish now lead 3-1. The Irish also got a hit from Spencer Myers off the double down the left field line. So that got right over the head of Kevin Madden. Now into the box steps Gavin Cross facing new Notre Dame pitcher Alex Rao. Rao steps in with a 4.71 ERA a 3.03 ERA on this season. As he pitches across, and Cross swings that one out of the zone and pops it up, giving chases Brannigan, but that one's going to be foul, right in front of a fan. So luckily, no damage done there, and he grabs the ball and puts it up in the air. So Gavin Cross in the box now, 1 for 2 today. Again, 3.58 average, one of the best in this Hokies lineup. Rao, the righty, out of Hobe Sound, Florida, another Florida native in this Notre Dame Irish team, and Gavin Cross takes one outside for ball 1. So 1-1 the count now to Gavin Cross. The Hokies looking to lessen that deficit that they incurred in the top of the fifth inning. So now Cross is back in. In the windup is Rao. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss by Gavin Cross for strike 2. So 1-2 the count now. The senior Tanner Thomas waiting on deck. As Cross steps back into the box now. Now Rao, the 1-2. Here's the pitch. And he'll take that one outside for ball 2. So Gavin Cross in the box now, 2-2 the count. The Bristol, Tennessee native. 11 home runs, 35 RBIs on the season for Cross. Good season in the box. As 2-2 the count, here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Gavin Cross down on strikes. The first batter Alex Rao faces is Gavin Cross, and he's struck out on a 2-2 fastball. 95 out of the hand of Alex Rao. So Tanner Thomas steps back in the box. And that's the fastest pitch we've seen all day, as Okuda and Sheridan were touching around 85 to 88 miles per hour on their fastball. Alex Rao touched 95 there, as now Tanner Thomas steps back in the box. Now Thomas in. Here's a pitch from Rao, and that one's high and away. So now Thomas steps back in the box. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out for Thomas. 1 for 2 today. Here's a pitch. And that one's inside. 2-0 the count now. Alex Rao, the junior, again out of Hope Sound, Florida. An intimidating presence on the mound. 6'4", 230. As he's in the windup, here's a pitch. High and away, ball 3. So 3-0 the count to Tanner Thomas. Looking to improve on what's been a good day so far. Had the single. So here's the pitch. And that one's in for strike 1. Again, Alex Rao throwing 94 to 95 miles per hour on that fastball. Something that we have not seen all day coming out of the hand of the pitcher. It's been an impressive fastball from Rao. Here's the pitch. And Tanner Thomas was swinging a miss. 3-2 now. So Rao down 3-0. Has fought back to 3-2, and now the count stands 3-2-1. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. As Rao looks to have an easy inning here, as Thomas is back in the box. Here's a pitch. In the windup is Rao. He'll step off. So 3-2 the count still. Thomas batting .286 on the year. As he will step back in now. Here's a pitch from Rao. Now Thomas lines out one to center, and that's going to get down for his second base hit of the day. So Tanner Thomas punches a 94-mile-per-hour fastball right back up the middle. It finds a center field grass right past the big VT logo in center. And now coming in is Tanner Schobel. So Tanner Thomas on first now. 1 out for Tanner Schobel. So the tying run is aboard in the bottom of the 5th. 6 hits for the Hokies, but only 1 run to show for it. As Schobel up now, Rumfield in the on deck circle. So the senior Tanner Thomas 2 for 3 today as Rao sets for his first pitch, and Schobel will take this one to center. So the second out of the inning is going to be off the bat of Tanner Schobel. That's a center fielder corrals it. Spencer Myers got under that one. So Tanner Thomas retreats back to first. 2 outs for TJ Rumfield, and perhaps a premature swing there by Tanner Schobel, not really doing Tech too many favors with Rao, who struggled to find the zone in that last at-bat. Gets a second out on 1 pitch. And it looks like we do have Fritz Genther in the dugout with a helmet and a bat in his hand. So that's something to keep your eye out for. Well, he'll take it off now. And actually, Cade Swisher is on deck. So TJ Rumfield now ready for the first pitch, and that one's outside, but finds the zone for strike 1. So it looks like Kevin Madden's day might be over, or he's getting pinch hit for at least. So now in the box is Rumfield. Thomas on first. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch from Rao. And Rumfield will take this one high to shallow right field. And Jared Miller will get under that one for the 3rd out. So despite the Tanner Thomas single, the Hokies have nothing to show for it going to the top of the 6th inning. So 3-1 the score, the Irish lead. We'll be right back for the top of the 6th inning. Jason Hurd returns to the mound for the top of the 6th inning to face the meat of this Irish lineup. 5, 6, 7. Not really the meat, but more, some tough hitters facing, one of which come in the box now, being Zac Brannigan, the sophomore, one of the younger players in this lineup. Again, the dual threat. Pitched an inning last night, so he's able to do a little bit of everything. As now Hurd steps back on the mound. In the windup, here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Jason Hurd starts off the top of the 6th inning with a strike. And we are underway here in the top of the 6th. The Irish once again lead 3-1 after the 3-run 5th inning. Here's a pitch to Brannigan. And that one's in for a strike. So 0-2 the count now. Jason Hurd getting ahead here. So now back in the box is Brannigan. Hurd in the windup. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. And Ebel will get that one out of the dirt. Throw it over to first for Holisa. And that's out number 1 in the top of the 6th inning. So Jason Hurd with his second strikeout of the evening. Excuse me, that's going to be his first strikeout of the evening. As now stepping in the box is number 16, Jared Miller. So now Miller steps in. In the windup is Hurd. Here's the pitch. Swing and a drive right to Fritz Genther at second. I did not even notice that. Fritz Genther in the game at second base. Now for Lucas Donlin. So 2 outs. Quick little inning here. Looks like we're getting to a quick one as Brooks Coatsy steps in the box. Coatsy in now to face Hurd. 0-0 the count. Hurd in the windup. Here's the pitch. That one swung on and fouled back in the netting, giving chase at the ball boy. One of the seniors today, actually. So congratulations to him. So now back in the box is Coatsy. In the windup is Hurd. Here's the 0-1. And that one is right through the legs of Ebel for ball 1. So 1-1 the count now to Coatsy. Here's a pitch. Coatsy swings and fouls this one back for the second strike. Brooks Coates played in all 13 games and made 12 starts in 2020. He set a career high in 2020 with a 3 RBI game in his first career home run against North Carolina last year in the abbreviated season. So 1-2 the count now. Hurd to Coates. Here's the pitch. And swing and a foul off the glove of Ebel. If he would have gloved that, that would have been the third out of the inning. But nonetheless, 1-2 the count remains. So Coates steps back in now. In the windup is Hurd. Here's the pitch. And Hurd throws one in the dirt, perhaps getting Coates to bite. But Coates holds up. So 2-2 the count. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs as Ebel gave chase to that one and retreats to home plate. And Coates steps back in the box. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. In the windup is Hurd. Here's the pitch. A swing and a grounder right through the left side of the infield past Schobel, and the Irish have a base runner. And Coates runs into Hurley at first, perhaps calling for a bit of an interference, but a base hit for Coates. So runner on first as Zac Presner steps into the box, the eight-hole hitter, and looks like David LaManna has entered to hit at catcher, the more day-to-day catcher for the Irish. So in the box steps Presner. So nothing to count. 2 outs. Runner on first for the Irish. As the Hokies bullpen does look to be getting busy out there. So Presner in the box now. Hurd takes a look over at first, and that was a close play, but Coates back in. So Hurd in the stretch, facing Zac Presner. Presner in the box, Hurd in the stretch. Here's the pitch. And Presner takes this one to center field, and that's going to find grass for another base hit. So the Irish have first and second, as Coates held at second. So first and second, 2 outs for David LaManna. So LaManna getting his first at-bat of the day, looking to extend the Irish lead. So LaManna now in the box for the Irish. Hurd in the stretch. The senior, LaManna, senior against senior. Hurd against LaManna. Here's a pitch from Hurd. And that one finds the outside corner for strike 1. His junior season in 2020, LaManna finished his season with 3 straight multi-hit games. So he is able to get that ball out in the outfield. So let's see what he does here with 2 runners on in the 6th. So Hurd on the mound, looking to keep the deficit right where it is. LaManna looking to extend it. In the stretch is Hurd. Hurd takes a look at second, and that's a close play over there, but Coates back in safely. So the Irish lead 3-1. 2 runners on, 2 outs. 1 strike, no balls to David LaManna. Looks like we do have an arm out there in the bullpen getting warmed up for the Hokies. But Hurd looking to finish this one. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. And LaManna drives this one through the right side, and Coates rounding third. He'll glide into home safely, and that's a run for the Irish to give them a 4-1 lead. So David LaManna comes in and gives the Irish a single to extend their lead to 4-1, and now the Irish have runners on the corner with 2 outs for the top of the lineup in Spencer Myers. So the Irish have had some good situational hitting late in this one, and that's going to pay off there. So now in the box is Myers, looking to extend the lead even further. Lead stands at 4-1, the Notre Dame Irish lead. Myers in the box now, squaring around a bunt, as that one's taken for a strike. So Hurd not able to keep the lead where it is, or the deficit where it is, excuse me, as the Irish add another in the top of the 6th. So 3 runs in the 5th, 1 run in the 6th. There's a difference so far So Hokies got one in the third. Here's a pitch from Hurd to Myers. And that one's low in the dirt. Ebel smothers that one. The one run from the Hokies off a chopper to the left side by TJ Rumfield that was gloved and thrown out at first, but that scored a run in Tanner Thomas. But the Irish have controlled this one ever since. Again, another solid pitching performance from this pitching staff, as they have done in previous two games. This one finds a zone for a strike. So 2-2 the count. Or 1-2 the count, excuse me. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 92 miles per hour from Hurd. So another, we haven't seen these fast pitches from the first two pitchers, but now Hurd and Rao throwing some gas into the plate, and now Hurd in the stretch. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch, and that one's in the dirt. And Coatsy will retreat, or Presner will retreat to third, excuse me. Meyer's back in the box now. In the stretch is Hurd. Here's a pitch. And Myers will ground this one on the right side, but well foul. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs for Hurd. The senior looking to get the Hokies out of this one. Give his offense a chance to get something rolling. Something that they haven't been able to do much this series is get that offense going. So let's see if Hurd can get them out of this one. In the stretch is Hurd. Here's a pitch. And that one's popped up to the left side. Giving chase is the left fielder, and that one's snagged for the third out. So the Irish get 1 run. Extend the lead to 4-1. Off the single from David Lamanna. So going into the bottom of the 6th, the Irish lead the Hokies 4-1. We'll be right back with more action for 3304 Sports. So we're back here at English Field. The Hokies trail the Irish 4-1 going to the bottom of the 6th. And coming in the box is Fritz Genther. First at bat of the day. New York native, so it's only right to play Empire State of Mind. And his walk-up song as Alex Rao returns to the mound. Here's a pitch to Genther. That one's outside for ball 1. So Lisa stands on deck. The Hokies find themselves trailing 4-1, after the single in the top of the 6th inning, and that one's going to be outside as well for ball 2. So Genther batting 193 on the year. Saw a lot of playing time to start the year, but has trailed off a little bit recently. So here's the pitch to Genther, and that one's fouled off to the right side for strike 1. So now Genther will step back in, ready for the 2-1 count. Got a slight breeze blowing out towards center field, but nonetheless, just a gorgeous, gorgeous day for baseball. As here's a pitch from Rao. Genther swing and a miss, so 2-2 the count now. So Genther steps back in with 2 home runs, 11 RBIs on the season. Rao gets his sign from Lamanna, who's now recently in at catcher. Here's a windup in the pitch. Genther will line this one down the right field line, but well foul. As he's a little late on these pitches, as they are coming in 93 to 95 miles per hour. So the Hokies trying to get their timing right on the faster pitches. It's a bit of a change of pace from Sheridan to Rao. Sheridan throwing 85 to 88. So here's a pitch from Rao. And Genther will hold up on that one on the outside. So 3-2 the count now. As the Hokies looking to manufacture some runs here late. During the bottom of the 6th, down 4-1, looking to avoid the sweep. So now Rao back in the windup. Here's a pitch to Genther, the 3-2. And Genther will pop this one up, well foul. So 3-2 the count remains. No outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Back in the box is Genther. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Here's a pitch from Rao. And swinging a chopper to the left side is fielded and thrown to first by Presner. That's 1 down as Genther speedy down the line, but nonetheless will head back to the dugout. So Nico Cavada comes back in the box. He's had 2 hits today, so Nico Cavada providing a punch for this Hokies offense. Looking to help them rally late, give them a win going into the postseason. He steps into the box now, 2 for 2 today, batting .407. As Rao deals the first pitch, and Holisa takes that one inside for ball 1. The Hokie crowd, decent crowd here today for senior day, but students are not in town, so that lessens it a little bit as the second pitch is high and outside for ball 2. 2-0 the count to Holisa, 1 down after the Fritz Genther ground out. So now he steps back into the box. Here's a pitch from Rao. Holisa takes another one inside, so back-to-back 3-0 counts here. So Holisa looking to get on, and Jack Hurley waiting on deck. So Donlin, while replaced in the field, remains in the lineup as a designated hitter. Well, actually, he moved to third base, so here's a pitch to Holisa, and that one's in for a strike. So 3-1 the count now. So Donlin moved to third, Fritz Genther in at second. So that replaces, and here's a pitch, and that one's inside for ball 4. So 5-pitch walk, and Donlin gets to first. Now coming up is center fielder, number 31, Jack Hurley. Runner on first, 1 down. Jack Hurley looking to pack a bit of a punch here, as the Hokies do need it. Down 4-1. As now the pitching coach comes out to talk to Rao. It does look like there's a bit of action in that Notre Dame bullpen, but Rao doing a good job so far. Just expect it to be a little bit of conversation, not much more. But the infield will convene, and we'll take a quick break and be right back here on 3304 Sports. So the mound visit concludes. Jack Hurley back in the box now. Rao still on the mound for the Irish. As his walk-up sound rings throughout English Field, and Brannigan in on the corner again, just ready for a Hurley bunt, as he did earlier in this game. Here's a pitch. That one finds the corner for strike 1. So Nick Holisa found first base 3 times today, 2 hits and a walk. So he's been one of the more productive players in this Hokie lineup here today, and this series, as he provided 1 of 2 runs in the Hokies' first game against the Irish. As Hurley back in the box now. Here's a pitch. And a big swing and a miss, so 0-2 the count now to Hurley. Hurley's had some flails and misses at a couple balls here in this game, as Rao toes the rubber in the stretch. Hurley steps back in the box. Rao gets a call from his catcher, the 0-2. And Hurley grounds this one on the right side and foul. 84-mile-per-hour breaking ball. Hurley just fouls off. Hurley 0 for 1 today after he struck out on the questionable call down the first baseline, as he steps back in the box. The 0-2, 1 out. Here's a pitch. And that one's way inside for ball 1. Hurley had to kind of do a pirouette out of the box there. So he will step back into the box now. 1-2 the count, 1 out for Alex Rao and the Irish. Here's a pitch. And a little pop-up to the third base side. Brannigan giving chase. He'll make the play for the second out. So a bit of a kind of stuck his bat out there and popped that one up to the left side, and Brannigan gave chase and made the play. So 2 outs, and now Lucas Donlin in the box with Holisa still standing on first. So 2 outs, and the McLean, Virginia native steps into the box. Garrett Giebel waiting on deck. As Rao toes the rubber, here's a pitch. That one's high and inside, ball one. 1-0 the count. As Donlin looks to break what's been a solid performance so far from Alex Rao. 1 2/3 innings pitch, only one hit. Here's a pitch. Donlin lines it to the left side, and that'll get down. Holisa will stand on second, Donlin on first after the base hit. So for the second hit of the day off Rao, the Hokies now have first and second for Garrett Giebel. The tying run is aboard in the bottom of the sixth inning. So Hokies looking to make some noise as the top of the lineup awaits with Gavin Cross on deck. Giebel looking for a very important hit here to cut into this Irish deficit, or this Irish lead, as he stands in the box now. Rao toes the rubber, gets his grip on the baseball. In the stretch. Here's a pitch. Giebel holds off, but that's going to be called a strike on the outside corner of the plate. So Garrett Giebel up. No balls, one strike, 2 outs. After the 92-mile-per-hour fastball found the outside half of the plate. So now Giebel takes a long look at Rao. Now here's a pitch from Rao. And that one finds the outside half again. Strike 2. So Giebel finds himself down 0-2. 2 runners on, 2 outs. And looking for his first hit of the day. He's hitting .206 on the year. Gives a couple taps to the home plate. Takes a look out at Rao as the sun beams down here at English Field. Starts to come out a little bit. Some overcast here today as Giebel takes time. So summer weather is starting to become a trend here in Blacksburg after a couple moderately warm weeks, but in the 65s, 70s. Now we're up near the 80s as Rao sets in the stretch. Here's 0-2. And a swing and a looper. And that's going to find the glove of the left fielder. Looked like it could have gotten down, but good play there by Ryan Cole, and that'll retire the Hokies in the 6th. So we head to the top of the 7th. The Irish lead 4-1. We'll be right back with more coverage for 3304 Sports. Welcome back to English Field for the top of the 7th inning, and we have a new arm in for the Hokies. Number 47, Jonah Hurley on the mound now for the Hokies. Facing Ryan Cole, the 2-hole hitter in this Irish lineup. Hurley toes the mound after an impressive performance Thursday evening, and Cole squares around a bunt. That pitch will find the outside, but it'll be a ball. Hurley's ERA 1.93 in 9 1/3 innings pitched. So Hurley, one of the more reliable arms at the Tech bullpen. So now here's a 1-0. And that one will find the zone for strike 1. So even up the count here, 1-1. Cole batting .310 on the season, 1 for 2 here today. One of which being an RBI, or a base hit, And then he had a walk and a ground out to third. So here's a 1-1 from Hurley. Cole will take this one to the left side and slightly foul. Donlin gloves that one and gives it back to Hurley as Donlin takes over from Madden at third. So now Hurley will step back on the mound for the 1-2 pitch. Sets in the stretch. Here it is. That one will find the dirt for ball 2. So 2-2 the count. No outs. 4-1 the score. The Irish lead the Hokies, looking for the sweep. If the Hokies lose, they will conclude the season on an unceremonious 2-14 stretch in their last 16 ACC games. Here's a 2-2 from Hurley, and that one's grounded to the left side and foul. But the Hokies have not had the best stretch as of late. Couple series losses that perhaps they should have won. Losing 3 games at Duke, losing 3 at NC State, losing 2 out of 3 to rival Virginia here at English Field. It's now 2-2 the count now. Hurley to Cole. Here's a pitch. And that one swung on and missed, strike 3. So Jonah Hurley comes in relief. The first batter he faces, he sets down on strikes in 6 pitches. So now here comes Nico Cavada, the big hitter for the Irish. Batting .300 on the season. He's had 3 at-bats today. 1 hit, 1 RBI. 2 strikeouts after he had that big battle with Akuda. He lined one to center field that found the grass and scored 2. Scored 1, excuse me, as Hurley sets, and here's the pitch. Big swing and a miss from Cavada up in the top of the zone. So Hurley hits a first strike to Cavada. Top of the 7th here, the Irish hold the lead 4-1. As Hurley sets in the stretch. Here's the 0-1 to Cavada. And that one will find the zone for strike 2. So Jonah Hurley doing good work here in the top of the 7th, throwing strikes for the Hokies as Cavada will step back in the box. Again, the Irish have those chrome gold helmets, the sun reflecting off of them back here to the booth. As Hurley sets in the stretch, here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Cavada down on strikes for the 3rd time today. And Jonah Hurley, 2 batters, 2 strikeouts here in the top of the 7th inning. So Cavada, as much as he is a power hitter, he bit of a strikeout victim here today as he shakes his head walking back in the dugout. Not too happy with himself, but in the box comes Carter Putz. Putz, a designated hitter. Big RBI guy for the Irish with 34 on the season. As Hurley sets to pitch, here it is. And that's a strike right down the middle. So 0-1 the count now, 2 outs to Carter Putz. Hurley sets in the stretch once again. Here's the 0-1. And that one's low and away, ball 1. So 1-1 the count. The Hokies trail the Irish 4-1 here in the top of the 7th. Jonah Hurley looking to do what he can to keep this lead, the Irish lead, where it is, at 3 runs. Now in the stretch is Hurley. Here's the pitch. And that one is held off of, up top in the top of the zone. So 2-1 the count now. Hurley looking to deal with this Irish lineup in 1-2-3 fashion. So in the stretch now is Hurley. He'll take his time. Here's the pitch. And that one's away for ball 3. So Putz 0 for 3 today, looking to touch base for the first time on a 3-1 count. So 3-1, 2 outs, 89-mile-per-hour fastball, way away. So Gary Giebel had to go chase that one. So 3-1 the count. Hurley sets in the stretch. Here's the pitch. Swung on and dribbled over to short. Schobel will make the play, and that's 3 up, 3 down for Jonah Hurley in the 7th. And the Hokie Bats will look to cut into this deficit in the bottom of the 7th, and we'll be right back with more coverage on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to English Field, where the Hokies trail the number 8 Notre Dame Fighting Irish 4-1 going to the bottom of the 7th inning. And Alex Rao returns to the mound, the hard-throwing righty. Comes back to the mound to take on this Hokies, the top of this Hokies lineup, and Gavin Cross, followed by Tanner Thomas. So Cross comes up to the plate. 4-1 in the bottom of the 7th. Looking to cut into this lead. Into the deficit that the Hokies have accumulated over the past few innings. The Hokies held the lead till the top of the 5th inning, where the Irish posted 3 and then 1 in the 6th. So Cross looking to do some damage here. Here's the first pitch from Rao. And Cross will hold off at 1 in the dirt. 1-0 the count now. Cross 1 for 3 on the day. Had a base hit earlier. And the windup is Rao. Here's the pitch. Cross will line this one to the right side and through the infield past the glove of Cavada. And Cross is on for the 2nd time today. And now Thomas comes to the plate. So Gavin Cross doing what he needs to do. Gets on base. And the Hokies have another runner on today. Hokies looking to get a couple of these runners home. They've left quite a few in scoring position today. The Hokies are 2 for 15 with runners on base and 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. So the leadoff hitters, though, are 5 for 7. So the Hokies looking to maybe cut into this deficit here as Rao is in the stretch once again and deals to Thomas. Thomas, big swing and a miss on the fastball. A little behind on that one. Nonetheless, he'll step back in the box. Ready for the next pitch from Rao. Cross takes his lead off first. Tanner Thomas takes a couple taps on home plate. The senior out of Jacksonville looking to improve on his 2-for-3 day. Here's a pitch from Rao, and that one's inside. 1-1 the count. Runner on first is Gavin Cross. The Hokies trail 4-1. Both the Hokies and the Irish have 8 hits, but the Irish have 4 runs, so the Hokies won. The Irish are much better, 5-for-13 with runners on base and 3-for-8 with runners in scoring position. Here's a pitch from Rao. Outside to Thomas. So 2-1 the count. Thomas looking to manufacture a way to get on here off the hard-throwing Rao as Tanner Schobel awaits in the on-deck circle. Rao gets a grip on the ball, sets in the stretch. Here's a pitch, and that one's high and away, ball 3. So 3-1 the count now, and Rao's threatening to put a runner in scoring position for the Hokies. No outs here in the bottom of the 7th, and no action quite yet in the Irish bullpen, so we'll see what materializes there. So now in the stretch is Rao. 3-1 the count. Here's a pitch to Thomas. Thomas, big swing and a miss. 3-2 the count now. So Thomas is looking to rip on the wall possibly as he takes a big hack at that one. As now back in the box comes Thomas. Thomas gets a sign from Kurt Elbin on the third baseline and now steps back in. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Tanner Thomas. No outs. Here's a pitch. And that one's outside for ball 4. So the Hokies have first and second, no outs, and in steps Tanner Schobel. So the tying run is on in the bottom of the 7th inning. And on deck waits TJ Rumfield. And now here comes Link Jarrett to the mound, and looks like the Irish bullpen is a little bit active, and that might do it for Alex Rao, as this is the second mound visit we've seen today. And Link Jarrett will call to the bullpen. So Alex Rao's day is done. 2 innings for Rao, 3 hits, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout for the hard-throwing righty. And in comes number 43, Will Mercer. So we'll head to break, and we'll be right back once the warm-ups are over. For 3304 Sports, we'll be right back with more coverage. Welcome back to English Field, where number 43, Will Mercer, will take the mound for the Irish. A 5.75 ERA on the season. As now up to the plate is Tanner Schobel with 2 runners on, no outs, and the crowd's starting to get loud here at English Field as they sense their Hokies have a chance here to make something happen. So Mercer on the mound, Schobel in the box. Here's a pitch. Schobel takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. Will Mercer, the lefty out of Houston, Texas, made 4 starts in the abbreviated 2020 season. And again has a 5.75 ERA this season in 40 and 2/3 innings pitched. So here's a pitch to Schobel. Schobel takes this one on the right side, giving chase as the right fielder, and he will glove this for the second out, or for the first out, excuse me. And the runners don't go anywhere. So Tanner Schobel, 2 pitches and a fly out, as now Rumfield steps in the box. So Tanner Thomas standing on first, Gavin Cross on second, 1 down for TJ Rumfield as Schobel retreats to the dugout. So the Hokies moved to 2 for 16 on the day with runners on base and 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. It's probably the story of the game so far. So Hokies have had their chances, they just have not been able to capitalize, and that's a testament to these Notre Dame arms. So Rumfield in the box now. 1 out for the Irish. Rumfield to take time, as Mercer had been ready to pitch and started his motion. The crowd let him hear it. So now Rumfield will step back in the box. Tony Carrilli gives him the go-ahead. Now Rumfield in his stance, moving that front foot back and forward in his stance and waving the bat up top as Mercer throws the first pitch. That one's right down the middle, strike 1. 0-1 the count, 1 out. The Irish hold the lead 4-1, but the tying run is on base. And TJ Rumfield looking to make something happen here. Cross on second, Thomas on first. 0-1 the count. And Rumfield watches one right down the middle, strike two. So 0-2 the count. Will Mercer looking to do his job here in the 7th inning. So Rumfield in the box now, 0-2 the count. Rumfield 0 for 2 today. Mercer sets. And he deals. And Rumfield will foul this one off to stay alive. A little late on the 92-mile-per-hour fastball. So the relievers have come in and thrown some heat as opposed to the starter. Sheridan took a little off his fastball. So the Irish starters and the Irish bullpen are able to combine their mix of velocities to have hitters guessing at the plate. And looked like Rumfield was doing a little bit of that right there. As 0-2 the count remains. 1 out. Here's a pitch. And that one's well outside. Good play there by the experienced Lamanna behind the plate. Able to glove that one. Had to slide down on his knees if that got by him. 2 Hokies were advancing there. So 1-2 the count, 1 out. TJ Rumfield stands in the box. Takes a couple practice swings and now is ready to go. Will Mercer takes a long look at Lamanna getting his sign. Mercer sets. Here's the pitch. And Rumfield will foul that one back again off another fastball. So the Hokies seem to be a tad behind the fastballs here. As that swing by Rumfield, if he would have straightened that out, might have scored a couple. But Fritz Genther waits on deck. Rumfield in the box. 4-1 the score remains. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish hold the lead. In the stretch is Mercer. Here's a pitch. He'll get Rumfield to fly this one out to center field. Giving chase is the center fielder, Spencer Myers. He'll glove that one for the second out. And TJ Rumfield retreats to the dugout. And the Hokies' last chance in the 7th comes with off the bat of Fritz Genther. As the Hokies are now 2 for 17 with runners in scoring position. So Genther looks to provide that punch that the Hokies need. As Mercer takes a long look at Lamanna, gets his call as he's gotten 2 important outs here. And Genther swing and a miss. Takes a confused look back to the dugout. The Hokies just look kind of lost out here, swinging at some of these pitches in the dirt. As now Mercer takes his time getting the call from Lamanna. He sets on the mound. This is an important hitter in Fritz Genther. Is 0-1 the count. Here's a pitch. Genther will ground this one on the left side and just foul. Would have scored Cross and probably Thomas if that would have gotten fair. So the Hokies baseball team, not the only ones in action today, is the Virginia Tech Hokies women's softball team advanced to the regional final last night after taking down the regional host, Arizona State Sun Devils. So they will face BYU today after winning both their games, so it is double elimination for the Hokies now. So here's a pitch. Genther will take this one inside. A tough take there as the Irish dugout wanted that one. That would have been strike 3. So 1-2 the count to Genther. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs to the Hokie second baseman. 2 runners on for Tech. Here's a pitch from Mercer. And way outside for ball 2. Waiting on deck is Nick Holisa. So 2 hits for Holisa on the day. As in the stretch is Mercer. He sets, ready to deal. 2-2. Here's a pitch. Swing and a miss. Fritz Genther down on strikes. And Will Mercer gets the Irish out of a 2-1, 2-out jam here in the 7th. And we head to the top of the 8th. The number 8 Notre Dame Fighting Irish lead the Virginia Tech Hokies 4-1. We'll be right back with more coverage for 3304 Sports. To the top of the 8th we go as the Fighting Irish lead the Hokies 4-1 after the Tech had 2 runners on, no outs. They go down in order, 3 straight outs. So the Irish hold the lead 4-1. Here in the 8th, as third baseman Zac Brannigan will step in against Jonah Hurley. Hurley looking to do his job and keep the Irish lead right where it is. As Hurley steps on the rubber, sets, here's the pitch. Brannigan takes one outside for ball 1. Brannigan will step back in now. Hurley sets on the mound. The 1-0 pitch. And Brannigan will ground this to the left side and well foul. Donlin gloves it, gives it back to Hurley on the mound. 1-1 the count. Brannigan 0 for 3 today. 2 strikeouts, both from, one from Ryan Okuda, the starter, as there is more action in the Hokies bullpen now. 1-1 the count now. Here's a pitch. And that one is popped to right field and given chases Gavin Cross. A bit of a bad read at first coming in on that ball, and it seemed to carry a little bit. But Cross gets under it for the first out. And now Jared Miller steps in the box. Brooks Coatsy waiting on deck. So Brannigan flies out to start the 8th. The Hokies trail 4-1. Hurley looking to keep the deficit at 3 runs, 3 of which were posted in the 5th inning by the Irish. Here's the pitch. And that'll be grounded up the middle. Schobel takes care of it, throws to Halisa at first, and that's 2 quick outs for Jonah Hurley and the Hokies here in the 8th. As the ball swung around the horn, given back to Hurley on the mound, and in steps Coatsy. Brooks Coatsy coming in, 1 for 3 today. Looking to improve on his day. Batting .250 on the year, 3 home runs, 21 RBIs for Coatsy. Hurley sets on the mound. Here's a pitch. Coatsy takes one high for ball 1. So Brooks Coatsy, the junior out of Mahomet, Illinois, steps back in the box as Hurley sets on the mound. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that one's held off on, but that's a strike on the outside half of the plate. So Jonah Hurley evens the count at 1-1, 2 down on the 79-mile-per-hour breaking ball. So now Coatsy steps back in the box. Hurley on the mound. Here's the pitch. And Coatsy grounds this one right to the Hokie dugout. A couple Hokies duck in there, not wanting to take a baseball off the head. So now 1-2 the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs for Hurley and the Hokies. It's a collapse from English Field, still alive and well. Hurley sets. Here's a 1-2. And fouled off by Coatsy. He knew he shouldn't have gone for that one. That one was way high, and Ebel probably would have been given chase to that one. So 89-mile-per-hour fastball taps off the bat of Coatsy, and the count remains 1-2. Here's the pitch from Hurley. Swung on and missed off the shoe of Ebel. So Hurley's giving chase, and it looks like Coatsy will get in safely at first. So an interesting play there, as the ball was swung on and missed. But the ball deflected off the shoe of Ebel and got away from him. So that's going to be a drop third strike, and Coatsy's in safely at first. So the Irish have a base runner, despite that being the third strikeout of the inning, or the second strikeout of the inning, excuse me. So now in is Zac Presner. Presner 2 for 3 today. And on deck is David Lamanna waiting in. So Hurley on the mound. 1 on, 2 outs. And here comes Ryan Fecto, the Hokies pitching coach. So the 5-pitch at bat to Brooks Coates results in a drop third strike. And he gets in safely at first. And now we have mound visit. Fecto coming to talk to Hurley. We'll see what results out of this. It looks like it could just be a normal mound visit. We do see some action in the Hokies bullpen. But it looks like Hurley's telling Fecto that he's fine. And he can finish this one out. And that's all it'll be. So, Jonah Hurley remains on the mound. 2 outs. And Zac Presner ready to go. Presner, the junior out of Carlsbad, California. Played in 43 games and made 30 starts in his freshman season, so was an important freshman on that Irish team. So now he steps into the box now. Hurley in the stretch. He'll set. Looking over at first, here's a pitch. That one finds the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Now the Notre Dame shortstop adjusts his gloves, takes a look at his wristband, steps back in the box. Hurley sets and takes a look over at first at Coates, but Coates not going anywhere. So Hurley steps back on the mound. 0-1 count, 2 outs. Zac Presner in the box. Hurley sets and deals. Presner swings and misses. Whiffs on the outside pitch there. So now 0-2, 2 outs. Hurley looking to finish what he started. So now he steps on the mound. He sets. 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. And Coates takes off, and he's going to get second. That's a pitch deflects off Ebel's chest protector, and now the Irish have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. So what looked to be a quick inning for Jonah Hurley is now turned out to be an opportunity for the Irish to extend their lead even further. As now in the top of the 8th, the Irish have a runner on second, and Brooks Coates, as Hurley has advantage in the count 1-2. Looks to get Presner. He sets on the mound. Coates with a sizable lead off second. Here's the pitch. Presner grounds it to Schobel. And now Schobel swings it over to first for the out. So Jonah Hurley gets out of the inning unscathed after the wild pitch on the drop third strike. And the Irish do get a runner in scoring position, but Presner grounds out to end the inning, and that'll send us to the bottom of the 8th inning, where the Hokies have 6 more outs to work with to avoid the sweep against the number 8 Notre Dame Fighting Irish. We'll be right back on 3304 Sports. Will Mercer returns to the mound for the bottom of the 8th inning to face the middle and bottom of this Hokies lineup. Is now stepping in is number 33 Nick Cavada. Only appearing in 13 games this season, making his 5th start, but he's had quite the day here at the plate. Looking to improve on what's been a very good day for Cavada. 2 for 2 today. 2 base hits and a walk, as now he's up at the plate. Pitch from Mercer right down, a little inside for ball 1. So 1-0 the count. Mercer to Cavada here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Hokies running out of opportunities in a game in which they've had plenty. Here's a pitch to Cavada. And the check swing, it's going to call it safe. So Cavada did not go in what the Irish thought he did. So 2-0 the count. Cavada looking to reach base for the 4th time today. So he'll step back in the box. Here's a pitch, Mercer Cavada. Now Cavada grounds this one up the middle. Nick Cavada has his 3rd base hit of the day. So an unlikely hero for the Hokies, in which he's only appeared in 13 games, but now he has 3 base hits on the day and has reached base 4 times. So Nick Cavada doing what needs to be done. So now Jack Hurley steps up to the plate. Looking to maybe get Cavada home on, the hammer we have not seen the hammer much in the past few weeks from the Hokies, and they're looking to get it out here possibly as Hurley comes to the plate. Now he's meeting with Kurt Elbin on third base, the third base coach. So Holisa stands on first. And now Hurley comes to the box. So Jack Hurley coming up. Jack Hurley, the 7-hole hitter. So we got 8 and 9 coming up. Jack Hurley, Lucas Donlin, Gary Giebel. Then it heads to the top for Gavin Cross. And the Hokies have 6 outs to work with. So Brannigan comes in off the corner again, looking for that Hurley bunt. Here's Hurley. Swing and a foul ball back off the netting. Lucas Donlin uses some quick reactions off the net to snag that one. So now Hurley steps back into the box. LaManna gets a signal from his dugout. Gives a signal to Mercer on the mound. Holisa gets his lead off first. Here's the pitch. Hurley takes one outside. Ball 1. 1-1 the count to Jack Hurley. Hurley 0 for 2 today, looking for his first hit. Now the Irish, the outright number 1 seed in the ACC, seeking the sweep today over the Virginia Tech Hokies. So here's the pitch. Here's the 1-1. Hurley will get this one out to Cole, but it's right to him. So it looked like that one might have had a chance of dying, but Cole barely had to move, and Hurley trots back to the dugout, slightly frustrated. A hard hit ball that just finds a glove of the left fielder for the first out of the inning. So now Lucas Donlin up. The Hokies, again, 6 for 8 with leadoff hitters. Nick Holisa being one of the leadoffs that got a single, but runners on base, 2 for 19, and runners in scoring position 0 for 8, as Donlin takes the first pitch from Mercer deep down the right field line, but foul. Tale of 2 sides here. The Irish have not been good with leadoff hitters, but they have been solid with runners on base, and 3 for 9 with runners in scoring position. So here's Mercer to Donlin. That one's high. So 1-1 the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. One's all across the board. As the Hokies look to shorten the deficit between them and the Irish here in the 8th. As Mercer toes the rubber, here's a pitch to Donlin. Donlin takes this one to shallow center. But there to make the play is a center fielder, Myers, and 2 down here in the 8th inning. So Gary Giebel in now. Donlin moves to 1 for 4 on the day. So Gary Giebel comes to the box with 2 down. Mercer looking to get the 3rd out for the Irish. He sets in the stretch. Here's the pitch. Now Giebel swing and a miss. And 0-1 the count with 2 down in the 8th. So to recap, Nick Holisa starts the inning off with a single. And then a couple outs later from Hurley and Donlin, here we are 2 down. So high and away, ball 1. 1-1 the count. So the Irish have the lead 4-1. And Giebel now in the box with Holisa on first and Gavin Cross right behind him. So if Giebel goes down here, the Hokies have the top of their lineup in coming in the 9th. Now Giebel flies one to left field. Cole gets under it. And that's going to do it for the 8th. So 2 fly balls to Ryan Cole and another put out by Will Mercer gets the Hokies to go 1-2-3. Excuse me, not 1-2-3, but after the leadoff single, they go down in order. So we head to the top of the 9th. The Irish lead 4-1. We'll be right back on 3304 Sports. So taking over the reliever duties in the 9th is going to be number 45, Christian Hurley for the Hokies. Now he will face the bottom of this Irish lineup, then head right back to the top as David LaManna will come on. As Hurley in some limited appearances, 1.80 ERA, but only 5 innings pitched. Giving up 4 hits, 1 run, and he has 7 strikeouts. So Hurley looks to deal with LaManna. Here's a 0-0 pitch. And that one's high and inside, ball 1. So now Hurley on the mound in the windup. Here's a pitch to Lamanna. Lamanna will foul this one off to the right side. Giving chase is 3 Hokies, but that one's well out of play. So Lamanna's 1 for 1 on the day. Had an important RBI single earlier in this one. Runs have come off the bat of Spencer Myers with a 2 RBI single. Lamanna with the RBI single as he takes another one inside. And then Nico Cavada had his own RBI single. So Lamanna back in the box. Myers waiting on deck. Here's the pitch. And that one's inside. 3-1 the count now. So in the windup is Hurley. Here's the pitch. And that one's going to be taken deep to left field. Looking up is the left fielder, and that one is way far gone. David Lamanna with a solo shot to open up the lead to 5-1 here in the top of the 9th inning. That one was gone right off the bat. Looking up was Tanner Thomas, but that one was a no-doubter. So 5-1 the lead now for the Irish, and up comes Spencer Myers. So exactly what the doctor ordered for the Irish in the 9th inning is an insurance run, in a game which the Hokies offense has not been able to conjure anything up offensively. In the box now is Myers. Here's a pitch from Hurley. That one's in for a strike. So the Hokies in danger of dropping their 14th ACC game in 16 games. It's kind of astonishing to think about, but in the box now is Myers, and Myers fouls that one off. So not exactly the end of the season the Hokies were wanting, but they've still got the postseason to make a statement for the NCAA tournament. But the Irish have taken care of business here this weekend. As here's a pitch from Hurley to Myers. Myers swing and a miss for strike 3. So first out of the inning for Hurley. And Hurley with his first strikeout of the day. His ERA now up to 3.37 after giving up the home run. Now Ryan Cole steps in the box. Here's a pitch. That one's high and inside, ball 1. Cole 1 for 3 on the day. Holds an average of 3.08 on the season. Now he steps back in the box. The windup in the pitch from Hurley. And that one's outside for ball 2. So 2-0 the count now, 1 out. Following the home run from Lamanna. Myers struck out, and Cavada waits on deck after Ryan Cole. So here's a pitch from Hurley. And Hurley takes that one high, so ball 3. 3-0 the count now, and a little action in the Tech bullpen. We're on top of the 9th inning, and the Hokies have 3 outs to work with to avoid the sweep against the number 8 Notre Dame Fighting Irish. So here's a pitch from Hurley. And that one finds his own strike 1. 3-1 the count now, 1 out. Hurley in the windup, here's a pitch. And that one's grounded up the middle, and that's going to be deflected off the glove of Fritz Genther for a base hit. And Cole takes off around first, but heads on back there as he'll get on with a 1-out single. And now Cavada comes in the box, 1 for 4 today. Looking to correct some of his hitting woes in the box. Nico Cavada looking to extend this lead even further. In a game which the Irish trail 1-0 in the 3rd, going to the 5th actually, as now Fecto comes on out, perhaps to pull Christian Hurley. We'll see what develops out of this. Christian Hurley talks to the infielders and the catcher, Gary Giebel. As the bullpen still active out there, you got 2 arms warming up. Fecto having a long talk with Hurley here. Perhaps just a visit, as here comes the umpire, perhaps telling them speed it on up. They're going to take the ball from Hurley, and that's going to do it. So Christian Hurley's day is done after just a third of an inning. Gives up a home run to David LaManna and a single to Ryan Cole, but does get the strikeout against Spencer Meyer. So in comes a new arm for the Hokies, and we're going to let him get his couple warm-up pitches in. This is going to be number 20, Grant Umberger. So we're going to let Umberger warm up, and we'll be right back. 1 out in the ninth. We'll be right back for 3304 Sports. So Grant Umberger has gotten his pitches in. He's ready to go. Irish will have a runner on first after the single by Ryan Cole, and stepping in is Nico Cavada. Umberger looks to deal with him in the top of the ninth inning. As now Cavada is in the box, ready to go. Umberger will set. Here's a pitch. And that one's high and inside, ball one. Umberger with a 4.91 ERA on the season. 3 2/3 innings pitched. So not a huge sample size, but Umberger sets in the stretch. Here's the pitch. And Cavada takes this one deep to center. Jack Hurley tracking back at the wall. That is far gone for the second home run of the inning. Cavada' first home run of the series. And now it is 7-1, the Fighting Irish lead. An absolute bomb to center field by Nico Cavada. Absolutely incredible in the top of the ninth inning. The Irish dugout knew right off the bat that one was out of here, and so did I up here in the booth, as that one was way far gone for the Irish, and now the lead stands at 7-1. So now in the box steps Carter Putz. As out comes Fecteau once again, and it's going to be another bullpen visit. As Umberger's head hanging low, Fecteau's going to pull him out here. Looks like they've got another arm waiting at the gates of the bullpen, as in comes a new pitcher. So Umberger, one batter face, 2 runs, off the home run from off the bat of Nico Cavada, and in is Griffin Green. It looks to be so. He'll warm up, and we'll be right back for the rest of the ninth inning. Green's ready to go here in the top of the ninth, and the Irish have opened this one up with a 2 home run inning, one of which coming off the bat of Nico Cavada, and the other coming off the bat of David LaManna, as Putz fouls this one on the right side, giving chases Holisa, but this one is out of play. 1 out still. No balls and a strike. 7-1, the Irish lead. So quite the inning from this Irish offense, showing the true textbook meaning of insurance runs here. So now here's a pitch from Green. That one's taken high. Ball 1. So 1-1 the count. No runners on. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here's a pitch from Green. And Putz will take a big swing and a miss at that one. So 1-2 the count now. Green sets in the windup. Here's a pitch. That one's way outside for ball 2. So 2-2 the count now. As Green sets in the stretch, or in the windup, Here's a 2-2. And Putz drives this one to center field. Hurley giving chase, back on the warning track, and he will make the play at the wall. The Irish are sending balls deep to the deepest parts of the ballpark in this inning, and that one looked like it could have gotten out, but just on the warning track, and the Irish dug out sides because they wanted their buddy to get a home run there. So 2 outs here as Jack Brannigan steps up. Putz wanted that one. He got all of it just to the deepest part of the ballpark. So 2 outs as Putz moves to 0 for 5 on the day. So Brannigan in the box. Green ready for the first pitch. There it is. First pitch strike. As now Brannigan adjusts his gloves, gets in the box. A good start today from Ryan Akuda, but the bullpen could not hold up as Green dishes one low and outside. So 1-1 the count now. Brannigan steps back in. Green sets in the windup. Here's a pitch. And that one's low and outside. So 2-1 the count now. To the multi-talented third baseman, Zac Brannigan, also a pitcher, as we touched on earlier, is now Green is back in the windup. Here's a 2-1. And that one's driven to Tanner Schobel. Tanner Schobel takes care of it, throws it to first, gets Brannigan, and the Hokies are out of the ninth, but not after 2 home runs from the Irish. One off the bat of David LaManna, a solo shot, and then following up that one, Nico Cavada brings home Ryan Cole in a home run to straight center field, and the Irish lead 7-1 going to the bottom of the ninth. We'll be right back for the last 3 outs of this game with 3304 Sports. Will Mercer returns to the mound to deal with the Hokies' top of the lineup, so Cross, and then on deck is Thomas, looking to get 6 runs or more here in the bottom of the ninth inning. 7-1 the score stands. The Irish lead the Hokies. Here's a pitch. Cross takes a strike right on the outside part of the plate. 0-1 the count. Will Mercer looking to complete his 3rd inning of work, in which he's only given up 1 hit, 1 strikeout. So Cross back in the box. Here's a pitch. Now Cross grounds this one on the right side. Well foul to the Irish dugout. 0-2 the count in the bottom of the ninth inning. The story of this one has without a doubt been the Hokies with runners on base. 2 for 21 with runners on base, as Mercer prepares to deal the 0-2. That one's a little low for ball 1. For comparison, the Irish are 6 for 15 with runners on base. The Hokies with leadoff hitters in innings, 6 for 8. Irish 2 for 9, but they've done a better job getting the runners in scoring position home, 3 for 9, to the Hokies 0 for 8. So here's a pitch across. And Cross will swing and a miss, strike 3. Mercer's 2nd strikeout in the first out of the ninth here. So he looks to take care of the top of the Hokies lineup. He does so with one of Tech's best hitters, maybe their best hope left, as Tanner Thomas steps in the box. Takes a long walk to the box, taking his time. Salvaging these last moments here at English Field is Thomas, a senior out of Jacksonville. He's been 2 for 3 today. He's been doing his job, but the Hokie lineup has not been able to get the timely hits necessary. 9 hits, but only 1 run to show for it. As Thomas grounds one back up the middle for his 3rd hit of the day. So Nick Holisa and Tanner Thomas have been the bats in the Hokie lineup to watch out for us. Thomas is 3 for 4 after taking a first pitch fastball right back up the middle. It's now Tanner Schobel's turn in the box. So the Hokies only have 1 less hit than the Irish, but 6 less runs. As now Schobel in the box now. Here's a pitch. Schobel flares that one out to the right side, but well foul. So now back in the box steps Schobel. Mercer sets in the stretch. Here's a pitch. And Schobel takes that one inside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out for the Hokies in the 9th. Now back in the box is Schobel. Leading off first is Thomas. Mercer sets. Here's the pitch to Schobel. Schobel grounds it through the left side of the infield. He'll get himself his 2nd base of the day. And the Hokies once again have 2 on with no outs. As now in comes TJ Rumfield. 2 on with 1 out. My apologies. As now number 7, TJ Rumfield, comes on up. Looking to make some noise here in the 9th. As now out to the mound comes Notre Dame pitching coach. As there is some action in that Notre Dame bullpen. Perhaps just a conversation with Mercer, or his day could be over. We'll see. I've not yet seen a signal out to the bullpen. Pitching coach having a conversation out there with Mercer. As the infield converges as well. Umpire comes out there telling him to maybe speed it up a little bit. So Mercer will stay on the mound. Looking to get the final two outs of the evening. So we're sitting at 4:18 p.m. tonight. We look to it's the last 3304 Sports broadcast of the semester, so we're thankful that you all stuck with us throughout the semester. It's 0-0 the count. Rumfield takes this one to second base, and a great play there by Jared Miller, catching the line drive for the second out of the inning. Now coming up is Cade Swisher making a pinch-hitting appearance. So 2 outs here in the ninth. Cade Swisher approaches the plate, 2 outs. So 11 hits each for the Irish and the Hokies, but 7 runs for the Irish, just 1 for the Hokies. It's Cade Swisher in the box now as Mercer sets. Here's the pitch. Swisher takes strike 1 down the middle. Mercer sets. Here's the pitch. Big swing and a miss from Swisher. 0-2 the count, 2 outs. The Hokies are down to their final out. The Irish seeking the sweep. Mercer, ball in his left hand, gets the call from Lamanna. He sets. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and that'll do it. The number 8 Notre Dame Fighting Irish come into Blacksburg and sweep the Hokies. Final game score 7-1. The Irish win. And senior day ends with a 7-1 victory by the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. We'll be right back with a little post-game recap after the Irish's 7-1 win over the Hokies. And we'll get you ready for the postseason as the Hokies and the Irish both head to Charlotte next week for the ACC tournament. We hope to see you all next season as that concludes our coverage of baseball for 3304 Sports, as we will not be making the trip to Charlotte, but we've enjoyed every second of it along the way with you all. So we'll be right back with a little post-game recap on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to English Field as we wrap up tonight's coverage. The number 8 Notre Dame Fighting Irish take down the Virginia Tech Hokies 7-1 on senior day here at English Field. Ryan Akuto started the day for the Hokies, gave the Hokies 4 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 10 strikeouts, and only 1 walk. So Akuta did his job, and Joe Sheridan started the game for the Irish, gave him 4 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, and 4 strikeouts. Alex Rao came in and gave the Irish the win, 2 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. And Will Mercer followed it up with 3 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 3 strikeouts. And for the Hokies, the bullpen consisted of Jason Hurd coming in for an inning and a third, giving the Hokies 3 hits, 1 strikeout, and 1 earned run. Jonah Hurney did the job with 2 innings, 3 strikeouts, no earned runs. Christian Worley, 1 1/3, gave up 2 earned runs and 1 big home run. And then Grant Umberger followed that up as Nico Cavada took him deep. And then Griffin Green finished it with 2 outs in the 9th. But the Hokies, a big story of the day, came with their hitting with the runners on base. 3 for 24. and 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position. 11 hits on the day, but 1 run to show for it. Leadoff hitters, though, 6 for 9, so they were able to get runners on base and get them on base quick, but they weren't able to capitalize. Now, the Irish did a much better job. Leadoff hitters, not so much, 2 for 9, but runners on base, 6 for 15. Runners in scoring position, 3 for 9. So a good day from them with situational hitting, but again, 11 hits for each squad, and the Hokies just couldn't capitalize on their runners on base. Now, the Hokies fall to 27 and 23 on the season, 16 and 20 in the ACC to conclude the regular season. So likely in order for them to get to an NCAA regional, they're going to have to win out or win a couple important games in the ACC tournament. Now for the Irish, they are well on their way to the NCAA tournament as they finish the season 29 and 10 and 25 and 10 in the ACC and the outright ACC number 1 seed and the Atlantic Division champions. So what a season from the Fighting Irish, and the Hokies finished the season 2 and 14 in their final 16 ACC games. So not the finish the Hokies wanted, but nonetheless they go to Charlotte looking to prove the doubters wrong that they can make a run in the tournament. So we'll see what happens next week, May 25th through 30th in Charlotte, North Carolina. The Hokies head to Charlotte for the ACC tournament. We will see you all next time, whenever that may be. But for me and everyone in 3304 Sports, we appreciate you all sticking with us this semester, this weird COVID-19 semester. But we're thankful for everything, and we're thankful for every listener that we have and everyone that takes time to look at our content. So we appreciate it, and we'll see you all next time. Have a good night.